Hello everyone and welcome to Laurence Plays. It's a Monday and that means it's now Satisfactory time because we've changed the schedule around. So I hope everyone's still remembering this from last week and isn't too confused. So how are we getting on? Well, we've still got that phase 4 ticking away up there in the top corner, waiting for me to complete it. I've made about call it 20, just over a bit over 25% of the computery things, nearly all of the magnetic containment things that are being made over here. And, 62% of the turbo motors and 40% of the nuclear pastas that are being made over there. Why they're called nuclear pastas, I have no idea. But they're both being made over there. But at the moment, for today's stream, well, we don't actually care so much about the magnetic containment doohickeys that we're making over here, as we do about dealing with all of the ridiculous quantities of nuclear waste that are accumulating in a box that I probably can't see from up here. Oop, fall, and a bit more height. Gentle fall, gentle fall, gentle fall. All the nuclear waste that's collecting in the boxes over here. So that's going to take some dealing with. I had a quick look at the recipes required for it. There we go, that stack of boxes over there. Had a quick look at the recipes required in a previous stream, and it was indeed many things were required. And so, to be honest, there's not really much more to be said other than let's get on with it. Hello Doopy, hello Tristan, hello Astrid, welcome one and all, good to have you all here. And I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to head back over to the main base and I'm going to produce some more of the radiation filters, because if I'm going to be working with the nuclear waste, I'm probably going to need something to keep me alive. So let's switch it back over to the other jetpack and then do that. And sort of plummet in catastrophically like this. Whoop, and overshoot as is traditional. Yeah, I think that delivery cannon thing gives me a little bit more impetus on the way out there than I actually really want. It's interesting. I seem to have run out of both rubber and plastic over here. Okay, that might be another thing I end up having to look at. I mean, we know that rubber is a bit of a problem at the moment, but the fact that so much of it has been taken away is quite concerning. Let's head in the sand and ignore that for the time being, and drop down and check what I need. Check what I need for making more of the filters. So the iodine infused filters, these ones. So these, I need the filters, which I've got some gas filters, so I'm not doing too badly there. And I've got all the bits and pieces I need to make another 11 of them. That will use up all of my gas filters, which require rubber, cloth, and coal. I do feel like I should make some more of those, because having having gas filters seems like a good idea, because I'm bound to end up breathing some toxic gas at some point, because that's how this game always seems to go. Let's do a little bit of an inventory dump into here. So what do I not need out of this stuff? Well, I certainly don't need that much biofuel or biomass. I can't remember what I picked that up for, but there's plenty of it around. I can get rid of a load of that. Silica, I feel like I needed that for something, but I can't remember what. Most of the other things in here seem to be fairly unique or actively useful. Limestone, not so useful. Raw sulfur, not so useful. Automated wirings, probably not useful. I'll get rid of a little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. I've got a lot of steel beams, so we'll get rid of a few of those. There we go. So now I've got a bit of space in my inventory. I can do important things like gathering up little bits of some bits of cloth and so forth, which I think was being made. No, this is compacted coal. That was being made into cloth. I don't want to have to make more cloth because it's awkward, because I haven't really automated making the polyester properly. Let's just assume I'm not going to end up in any gas clouds for the time being, and then we'll regret this later. So that's that. The next thing I need to think about is actually processing this nuclear waste. So this is going to be another write down all of the ingredients that go into a thing, or all the machines that are required to make a thing. Now, I don't need to do this particularly quickly, because whilst we have quite a lot of nuclear waste, as long as it's being used up faster than it's being produced, it's not actually a problem. It can just sort of sit in the containers and gradually deplete. Oh, and nice one on the 15 stream streak there, Astrid. Well, thank you, and well done, and other sort of superlative noises. Hello, Sophia. Welcome. So the question is, which of these things is the one that I can actually recycle? It's probably going, or more to the point actually, is it worth feeding the plutonium fuel rods into the nuclear power plant? I think it's worth trying to feed these into the nuclear power plant. The problem is it'll then produce radioactive plutonium waste, and goodness knows what we do with that. Maybe it's just this maybe this nuclear. Oh, that's uranium. That is uranium waste. So it'll be interesting to see what we can do with the with the plutonium waste. But I think it'd be interesting, at least, in the interest of trying to do all of the things. Let's make this one. And yeah, because nothing. I was going to say nothing in here is difficult except the heat sinks. They're a little bit tricky, but we've certainly got. I'm pretty sure we've got copper over there already. I don't know if we've got alclad, but at least that'll be a thing to consider. Right. Okay. So let's have a look. So in order to make the PL fuel rods, we require that needs to be making a manufactory, and that takes in. These things, the plutonium cells, PL cell, and steel beams, and these things, I'm going to have loads of these EM control rods, because I can nick these from the thing that's making the stuff for the Phase 4 magnetic containment doohickeys. So we're going to have plenty of those around, and also heat sinks. And what sort of rates do we? We're going to so these are only run at a quarter per minute. Let's expand this because it makes the numbers slightly easier. It shows us the numbers here. So we need 7.5 of the fuel cells. We need 4.5 steel beams. We need 1.5 EM rods, and we need 2.5 heat sinks. That doesn't seem too bad. I am indeed taking physical notes because I can't hold this all of this in my head, because that's that would lead to madness, and not in the good way. So these are made at 7.5 per minute. So one machine making these will be fine. That's one assembler. And that takes in alclad and copper sheet, which is made in a constructor. So we get one of those. Okay, so that's not too bad. The EM control rods we are already making. The steel beams require steel. Those are made at 15 a minute, so that is just steel. That's easy. EM rods already being made, as I said. So it's really only the encased plutonium cells that are the tricky part here. We've got concrete over there already, so that's quite nice. So we need to make plutonium pellets. I need 10 of those per minute. No, sorry, I can make 10. No, I can make 5 per minute. So okay, I'm going to need 2 machines making these, and this is an assembler. So we need 2 assemblers. I don't know if there's any actual need to run this at flat out, but I feel like I might as well. You know, why not? So that requires plutonium pellets, PL pellet, and concrete. Concrete comes in as a raw material, that's fine, or as a material that's transported by the train network, that's fine. Plutonium pellets then, we're going to need 10 of those per minute. No, we're not. We're going to need... we're going to be running 2 of these, so we need something like... yeah, we need 15 per minute. Because we're running this at 1.5. We're running this recipe at 1.5 times speed because we need 7.5 of those. So bringing these in at 15 per minute will be sufficient. Let's go and see what that requires. A particle accelerator, okay. So that requires non-fissile uranium and uranium waste. So the uranium waste we just have piles of inside the inside the storage thing. So that's fine. We can deal with that as it comes out. Non-fissile uranium we are still going to need to make, and it takes we need 50. Oh yes, plutonium pellets. We need these at 30 per minute. Oh, these are made at 30 per minute. So these are absolutely fine. These are double the speed they need to be. So we actually only need 50 of the non-fissile uranium per minute. That's not too bad. But this is made in a particle accelerator, isn't it? Yes. And I forgot to note down what we made the plutonium. No, this is the plutonium pellet. That's the particle accelerator, and that'll make loads of it. So we only need one of those. It's fine. The problem with that sphere is I would need another computer to be doing it on, which I mean I sort of have, but I don't have a keyboard plugged into it. So in a way, because I don't really want to, because I want to have it visible, I think paper is actually the best way to do this, which seems weird and wrong, but I think despite that, I think is probably true. So we just need to make the 50 non-fissile uranium, and that is the tricky one. Okay, so we'll bring that up next. This is quite a long chain, and this is why I haven't done it until now, because I took one look at it and went, oh, that's quite long, I'm scared. So we need uranium waste for that as well. We also need silica, which we are not making. Well, we're not making it. We're not transporting around. We certainly don't have it over there. I think that means I need to bring in quartz and crush it down on site, so that's going to be fun. We need 25 of that. What is this made in, incidentally? In a blender. Okay, of course it is. And it makes 50 per minute. That's convenient. That's fast enough. But it does produce a buttload of water. Hey Mark, yes, it is indeed Monday, and Monday is indeed Satisfactory. Yeah, Jen can't do Mondays, so we're doing Jen Plays Factorio on Wednesdays because she can make Wednesdays. Although apparently it's a little bit of a struggle because her life is crazy busy. 25 minutes. Yeah, that's running at full speed. So we need what? How is 6,000 nitric acid 15 per minute? What? That doesn't make any sense. Presumably it's a lot more than. Presumably it's more like 12,000 per minute. I don't understand the numbers there. Yes, nitric acid indeed, persistent. I am calling you all of the names today. I would apologise, but I don't think you mind. Nitric acid and sulfuric acid. So we do have sulfuric acid being made over there. Maybe we can pump this water back round to make them as well. Yeah, I'll try and work my way through all the others, all the names as we go. Right, 6,000. That's going to be about 15,000, isn't it? Probably. Not 15. Maybe that 15 is 15k per minute, and it's just not displayed properly. So let's assume 15k. That's ridiculous. Maybe, I don't know. These numbers seem very, very wrong, and it bothers me quite a lot because I don't know how much of this I'm going to need to be making. But they're just very, very wrong. But we'll see what we can do. So nitric acid is conveniently right here. And how do we make? What do we? Oh, your bottle package nitric acid. Fine. Nitrogen and water and iron, and it makes 30 per minute. It better be 15 per minute, not 15,000 per minute, because I'm not putting in 7,500 machines to make the nitric acid. We'll put in one, and it'll have to like it. So that is nitrogen, which I apparently can't spell, and water and iron plate. And the iron plates are presumably some horrendous rate. Iron plates are 10 per minute. Okay, I'm pretty sure a single constructor can keep up with that. What's the nitric acid made? That was a blender, wasn't it? Probably. No, yeah, the nitric acid is made in, yes, also a blender. And I'm pretty sure the sulfuric acid is also made in a blender. We'll come over to that in a second. Well, let's check out the silica first. Okay, Cobalt. I'll stick with trying to work my way through them all. Yeah, a bit of the evening Factorio to keep. Yeah, I mean that would be nice and traditional for you, Mark, wouldn't it? Playing to keep carrying on playing playing Factorio Space Exploration on a Monday. That'd be nice and steady, should we say? Okay, so the silica. That was the next thing, wasn't it? So that is just straight up quartz turned into silica. Nice. So we need to bring in some quartz in a constructor, and that makes 37 of it. That's going to be plenty. Right, so that silica is quartz, and we need a constructor. Yes, constructor, because this is a single input. Fair enough. Okay, that's nearly everything. Just the sulfuric acid to check out now, and then I will have everything we could possibly need, and none of it will be in the right places. So we need sulfur and we need water. That's really easy. Straight up, a refinery that has sulfur and water. Nice. Yeah, Mark is even more addicted to Factorio than I am, apparently. So some water to go back in there, and we also need some sulfur. Now, a lot of these things are going to already be over there because I've been making the electromagnetic rods. So that's one of the ingredients I need. The heat sinks are going to require copper, which I think I have some of, but they're also going to require alclad, which I don't think I have over there. So that's one station. EM rod's fine. Steel, I'm pretty sure, is already over there. I can't read my own handwriting. That's not a good start. What does the plutonium cell require? Oh, concrete. That says concrete. Okay, concrete is definitely over there. Uranium waste is already over there. Sulfuric acid, we are already making sulfuric acid over there, which means we have sulfur and we have water. I think we might have nitrogen for unknown reasons. We definitely have iron plates, and we probably don't have quartz though, so that's another station. So I need 2 stations and many, many other machines. Right, let's have a look. Yes, building up Factorio Hype sounds like an excellent idea. I mean, there will be, of course, lots and lots of Factorio 2 streams once I get to that stage. Okay, so in order to make this, I need a manufacturer. That's one of them. I need an assembler. One of them. I need a constructor. One of them. I need a station. All right, let's put in the 2 stations now. So 2 train stations, 2 freight platforms. I'd like 2 locomotives and 2 wagons, just because that's probably a good idea. Hopefully there's nitrogen over there, we'll see in a minute. Steel, right, and then back over to production again. So the steel beams are made in another constructor. That's nice and easy. Then the plutonium cells are made in assemblers, but I need 2 of those. The plutonium pellets are made in a particle accelerator. That's just to be a bit different. Then coming down another level, then we need a blender for the non-fissile uranium. We need a constructor for the silica, a station for the quartz, which I've already got. We need a blender for the nitric acid and a refinery for the sulfuric acid. And then we need another constructor for the iron plates. So that's not too bad. That's not too many different things. And I was going to say, by the looks of it, I seem to have everything I need. That is not true. Let's scroll down a bit there. There are quite a lot of things I don't have. Okay, so I'm going to need to start collecting all this stuff. So motors come from... Let's switch jetpacks so I can get around in here a bit more easily. Right, there are motors in here somewhere. Is it you? It's not you. Is it you? No, that's rotors, so it'll probably be the next machine along. That's modular frames. That's also modular frames. I know I'm making motors in here somewhere, but it's a horrible mess, so I don't know where. Is it you? Yes, there we go. There's some motors. I need 2 stacks of motors. Gosh. Then I need heavy modular frames, which are certainly I think they're being made up here. Yes, here we go. I can get some heavy modular frames from here, like that. Cables I can get from down here. It was that box I looked at first. Was it you? It was you. Grab some of them. Concrete comes from outside. Radio control units come from elsewhere completely. In fact, everything else comes from somewhere different. So let's head outside now and start trying to find more. I didn't make a central storage system because everything grew organically in a horrible, horrible mess. Basically, it would be a sensible thing to do. However, I didn't do it because I didn't do it. Yes, that sounds slightly recursive. It's one of those things that I sort of thought I would like to have done, and if I played it again, then yes, I would build some sort of central storage space where I can just grab stuff from. Although there'd still end up being several different ones in different places for things that are produced in those places, I suspect. So it wouldn't be 100%, but it would make it a little bit easier to find all the things in one particular area. Oh yeah, I grew it myself, but it still grew organically over time. Right, radio control units and many other things can be found in that area there. EM control rods are way over there. I'll get them later. Cooling systems. Oh, cooling systems are also here. Fused modular frames. We shall see. I might be able to find them around here if I'm really, really lucky. What's in here? Ah, there's cooling systems I needed. Excellent. And then down here, I think the radio control units are in here. No, that's crystal oscillators. Radio control units are in here. Yes, nice. I only need 35, so I'll take that stack of them. And the fused modular frames. Am I actually using... Yes, I think I am using those over here because they go into making the nuclear passatas. So if I look in here, yes, there we go. Fused modular frames. Grab a stack of them, and there we go. Now we're ready to cook with nuclear waste. So over here, I can now use the delivery cannon. Yeah, it's a bit more tomatoey than the normal nuclear pasta. But it feels much smoother. Back over to here because it's easier to travel all the way over to the factory this way and then head all the way back over again. I'm sure you say it much better than I do. Or at least imagine it. That was mean. I'm almost sorry. Okay, so over here we have all of the radioactive nonsense. And landing, 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 landing. And we have... Where are we making EM control rods? I think they're going into this... Do they go in... Are the control rods in here? Yes, they are. Let's take a stack of those. Nice. So now I have everything I could possibly need. Well, I have everything I wrote down on the list anyway. I'll probably be missing some stuff. I'm also getting irradiated. I'm going to stand further over here while I think about what I want to do next. Now I have a pretty good idea of where I want to build this. I think I want to do this down a couple of floors down, should we say? Switch jetpack. Right. I want to go down here somewhere. Probably build it. Ow. I would appreciate it if my hover pack would actually work. Seems to work. I seem to have run out of inhalers. I guess I will be healing the old-fashioned way. Do I have any? I don't have any snacks. That's disgraceful. Are there any snacks around here? I don't like having this little health because I will probably fall off something else in the future. Oh, and I don't have enough inventory space for those. I don't think I need coal right now. Nom, nom, and give me nuts. Hump, 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 hump. So, down here, it gets disgustingly radioactive because of all of this stuff over here. But we've got the nuclear waste down there, so I feel it makes a sort of sense to build my nuclear waste reprocessing facility down here as well. Why is it getting more and more and more radioactive? What's going on? So maybe if I build it over here because it's slightly less gross and horrible and radioactive, or do I build another mezzanine above there and to transport the nuclear waste up? I don't know. I'm sort of trying to avoid transporting the nuclear waste halfway across the world because it just seems a bit silly. But then making long belts is kind of what this game is all about, and it's only just down here. If I put any more machines on the stack here, then there'll be any more machines, any more boxes on the stack here. Then we'll be halfway up to the floor above anyway. So maybe let's build it in underneath this. Let's go back to Plan A. So I want to put in up some wall section here like this. Can we have zoop mode, please? And I'm going to make that 7 high fairly arbitrarily because I want to have enough room for to put in some of the really tall machines like the what do you call it? The particle accelerator. And I think the particle accelerator is probably the tallest. So let's try and put one in here. It won't fit, obviously, but if I put it there like that, then I can look to make sure. No, that is clipping through this. That is genuinely just clipping straight through the ceiling. I don't need a huge amount more height, but I do need a bit more. Okay, well, we'll get rid of that. And we will dismantle all of this. And make this somewhat deeper. Like that. Then I can put in a piece of... Can we stop falling out of the sky, please? I don't appreciate this. There we go. Now I can, if I can find the end that wall again amongst all these trees, I can put another piece. I can put my foundation back in over there like that, and start to build my area of doing new stuff. Can we get onto the top of it? Yes, we can. Looks like I'm going to need to chop down some trees, but we can do that in a minute. We'll build this out over this way. I'll also find there's a hill over there. We'll build into the side of that to allow me to have something to make the foundation look slightly supported. Like that. Is that into the hill? Just about. One more row. I can't see because of the trees. Yeah, it goes there. Right, that goes over there into the side of the hill. Okay, so there we go. We've now got a little bit of an area of foundation. It's hanging from up there. It's supported over there in the corner. I'll put more supports in a bit later on, assuming I remember. But for now, I just want to have some floor area to build on to give me somewhat to play with. Right, what stage is the... So, okay, the nuclear waste is brought in very, very early on in the process. So it probably makes sense to start... Oh, actually, I say it probably makes sense to start over on the other side. I'm not sure if that's remotely true. Because we're going to have various other things. When we eventually make the plutonium fuel cells, we're going to need to bring them back out and put them into the nuclear power plants anyway. I hope they use the same sort of power plants for both types of fuel. Otherwise, I'll be very upset. I can go over there. Right, there we go. That's an area to start building in at least. And I haven't quite got through one radiation filter yet, so this isn't going too badly. Okay, so shall we just start at the very beginning with the? Let's start by making all of the the acids and thinking about how we're going to handle water, because water is going to be a pain in the bottom. I can tell you this already. So I'm going to need a refinery that's going to bring in sulfur. I'm also going to need power up here from somewhere. Now there is a pylon. There's a pylon there actually. That's currently very full. Let's upgrade it and bring that straight up to here like so. Now we have power in the area. It means I'm probably going to fall out of the sky slightly less often. If I put a few more of these in, like this, then it feels like I'm kind of powered a little bit around here. I don't know why I've linked those two together. That's completely pointless, but I've done it anyway. Right. So we're going to need a refinery in first to make the sulfuric acid. So let's put one of them down. Inputs will be on, inputs on this side, outputs on the other side. Hologram goes down. Let's check it for positioning. I basically want to have that right up at the edge, because why not? Put it there. That's okay. It's not quite at the edge. And on the near side, we're going to need room for a water pipe to bring in water, funnily enough, and also room to then put in the lifts that are going to bring in the sulfur and whatever else is needed for the other recipe. So the other thing we need then along here is going to be a blender. And this is going to make the nitric acid. It also goes this way around. I'll put it right next to it like that, because why not? There we go. So that's a start. And then after that, we are going to need. No, we're going to need a constructor to crush the quartz down into silica. So all right, let's put that in as well, just for funsies. It's going to look a little bit silly next to those two giant machines next. Don't put it there. Line it up with the other stuff. It's going to look slightly silly next to these giants next to it, but never mind. It'll go in there quite nicely. Yeah, it's a little bit smaller, but who cares? I'm going to plug them in, just because if I don't do it now, I will probably forget, and I'll go, why aren't my machines working? You are going to be making silica. You are going to be making nitric acid. And you are going to be making sulfuric acid. There we go. Nice. So along the back here, we're going to need a water pipe. Now, there is water being taken up the top of here already. And I suspect this is actually going to be nitrogen. It is. No, that's alumina. That's not convenient. I was hoping there'd be nitrogen around here. Aluminium, uranium. What's that? I can't read it. Coal. Yeet, train. Gold, steel, copper. Oh, good, I do have copper and iron. Okay, I'm going to need more stations more than I thought I was going to need because we don't have a supply of nitrogen at the moment. That's going to be another station. I already knew I was going to need to bring in the silica and the alclad, so that's not too upsetting. Only slightly upsetting. But anyway, as I said, there's definitely a water supply. That's the water supply over there. Okay. Can I clip water pipes onto the roofs? I think I can. Let's try that, because having it coming across the roof all the way over to here and then having a pipe drop down would be quite a nice way of doing it. Although I kind of want a prioritization system, because we're going to be outputting a load of water whenever we do a thingy, whenever we make whenever we make the non-fissile uranium, I think it was one of those things. Yeah, I think it's that one. So prioritizing water in this game is always extremely difficult in my experience, and bothers me a bit because I never know how to. Oh, falling out the sky. There we go. Okay, whatever. Right, I need to remember how to scroll through things. Oh, E. Junction cross. Put you in there. That's too high. What are you doing, Laurence? Stop it. Junction cross. Can go in about here. And we can take a pipe from there. Yes, we can. Excellent. We can clip it to the ceiling. So I was pretty confident because I thought I'd done it before, but I couldn't remember for sure. So bring this all the way over here. A bit at a time. Was it just the sulfuric acid that required water? No, they both require water. Okay. Where have I got to? I've got to about here. Oh. Where can I build to? Build to there. And from the... Okay, we are building. I think this is the point where it just... No, this is the point where it drops down. Let's start that again. So we'll come out of... No, we'll come out of here to... Can we not try not putting it on top of that cable? Thank you. To here. Then across to here. And then up to here. And then over and into there. Then I put in a junction cross here. Don't be weird. Please don't be weird. Try again, but put it on the pipe. There we go. That's better. And then I can run a pipe from there into there. Right. So that's my water into these two machines. So these should now be merrily filling. Yes, there we go. Merrily filling up with water. That one only outputs nitric acid. Yes, this is the next stage that's going to be awkward and is going to produce water. So I need to somehow prioritize that, and I've no idea how I'm going to do it. Especially as this has got such a long drop on it. Maybe I should have brought this over from lower down, but it's still going to be pumped. I don't know. Satisfactory is weird. I just want to be able to dump water back into the lakes, really. Anyway, this also requires sulfur. Now we do have. I'm sure we have sulfur. We must have sulfur. Yes, here is sulfur. Here is. Oh, I see. That's a weird way to be doing sulfur. Let me remove this belt and then put in a conveyor splitter on here like that, and then replace that belt. Where are you? You're there. Fine, that is not what I wanted to do, but fine, I guess. Then we want another lift going down from... Well, actually, no, we wanted to come in for... You're the sulfuric acid, so we want to come in... It's in almost exactly the right place. That's very, very upsetting. So I'm bringing that down to... This is not lining up very nicely. Let's bring this down to... If I bring it down to here... Then I could do another one here, like that, and then I can pump a piece of belt from here to... Oh come on. Oh, it's because the cables are there. Come on, that's fine. Rage. That should have been fine, but it isn't because Satisfactory. Right, you're at exactly the same height, I'm sure of it. But you're a smidge across to the side. Oh, for goodness sake. What if I remove that and then just try and do a belt straight from there to there? No, that's too steep. Alright, attempt number n+1. Let's build an elevator from there to basically as low as it'll go, so about there. And then a belt from there to there. Okay, there we go. Now it's managed it. In the meantime, let's dump all this into here because I don't want to have that in my hands. In my pockets, rather. Okay, so that's part way there. What else do we need? Do we need iron plates? So did we had a feed of iron? No bother. But we're going to need another constructor over here to make the iron plates. I forgot that was plates, not something I just had a steady stream of. So we'll put that there. And say, yeah, you're going to be doing iron plates. I don't care. No, iron plates. Don't misclick like that. I don't care if it's a bit weird. You're going to be doing iron plates. The fact that you can select power cables, right? Oh, actually, let's just put pylon in here. That makes much more sense. The fact that you can select power cables when you're trying to do something like that is kind of annoying, but I can sort of see why it happens. Right, let's go and get some iron. Yes, we do have iron. Excellent. I was a little bit worried that it might turn out we didn't have any iron, any old iron at all, but we do, so that's all right. Now, once again, I'm going to do the previous thing. What I did over just on the other one. I'm going to put in a splitter here. But this time I'm going to put the input in the correct side of it, so it doesn't look quite as horrifying as the previous time. And that means I can then bring a belt from there to there. And I assume, yes, that's going to be directly above the railway line, so I can't elevate it down to it. However, I can probably, if I press the right buttons at least, I can probably put a conveyor lift floor hole in about here, and then an elevator coming up out of there, the other way around. If I point it this way, I might be able to get that into it. Let's find out. No, of course not. It's too close. Try again. What I would really like in this game is a way to sort of... a better way to line things up. Now, I have to admit, I'm not sure what that way would be. Because I am just sort of throwing things at the... no. Throwing things at it to see what kind of works and what doesn't. But the system as it is not entirely satisfactory. I would rather have... I don't know, I just want a better way to tell what I'm doing. Or rather, I want a way to have a better idea of whether what I'm trying to do is going to work or whether it's just going to fall apart because I haven't lined things up properly. And as far as I can tell, that doesn't really exist as a feature in this game. I don't know why that could... What? What's it trying to build? Let's try again. Build a belt from there to about here. Then we'll lift you down to about here. I hate it, but it's going to have to be about there. Do I need iron anywhere else for this stuff? No. Okay. try and get this at about the right height. So down to here and there, and then I can build a belt from there to there. My spaghetti is getting very, very 3D and very, very, just generally very, very, very. It is extremely. I'm not going to tell you what it is extremely something, just that it is extremely. Probably just extremely spaghetti, if I'm being honest. Let's bring that through round that side of the machine, I think. So I want to, yes, I want a conveyor belt from there to there to probably there, but higher up, and then from there into there. There we go. So that's my iron plates going in here now. So it's now just nitrogen, and that requires another station, and that's slightly annoying. Well, and then silica and then we need the quartz to come in here, which is also going to require another station. So I guess I need to start making more stations. Now, where is there room to do more stations? Let's have a look around a little bit. There's no room for additional stations on this end. This is basically full. So let's go over here. If I'm lucky, there'll be room to put in another station over here. I don't feel all that lucky, if I'm being honest. Yeah, no, this is kind of in the way. So what I think I'm going to do here... Oh, no, wait, I've already got more places for stations. Excellent. What's this? Ah, this is the concrete, which I am going to need later. But this means I can just carry on building outwards from here and stick more stations in parallel to this one. Excellent. Well done past me for not getting things horribly, horribly wrong. Only mildly wrong, probably. So I'm going to need another 3 stations, and the stations are quite big. And this is also awkwardly far away from the whole area where I'm doing all this construction. So we're going to have some quite long belts carrying stuff from the station over into the construction area, but never mind. That's not a serious problem. The pipes might be more of a problem, but only slightly. I can cope with all of that. Right, that might be enough space. So now let's start building stuff. So I'm going to want... how have I done there? Ooh. This bothers me because I know what setting up railway is like. I may be going to end up redoing this entire thing. So let's start from here. Let's do a 90-degree corner. Oh, that's quite a big 90-degree corner. I don't want it to be about here. My stations are not going to be nicely lined up. That upsets me a little bit. Put that there. Oh wait, no, it's worse than that. I can't put this in. Presumably I can't just put that there because I can only attach that with another train platform. So I need to do this one first. It needs to go in that way around. I'll line it up with that, and then hologram, so move it a little bit that way. Then I'll put in one of these next to it. Then I will find that nothing lines up around here because it's a railway building system, and it is the worst thing in the world. See, doesn't line up. How did I? Oh, oops! I put the. We're not autosave. Thank you. I've punched a conveyor belt through here. Let's just remove that for now then. Right, this is going to be very difficult, and honestly it makes me wonder how I built this one, because there's a piece of track here, and I honestly believe if I demolish this track I wouldn't be able to replace it where it is. I'm not 100% certain of this, and because there's a train in there and I wouldn't be able to fix it, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, what if I build from here out to? Yeah, you see, it just won't let me. I could put in a second railway line, like that. And to be honest, I don't know how else I would do this. Stop falling out of the sky. Ah! Right, and then along here... oh, this is so annoying. I'll put in a wiggly bit to get me onto this track again in a moment. In the meantime, I'm just going to put in more of these because I might as well get everything sorted at once rather than doing things a little bit at a time and driving myself nuts, swapping back and forth between things. Let's get all the stations in, then do all the really annoying railway stuff, and then I'll have got it done and I can just forget about it for a little while. It is going to trap that concrete train, but I don't think we're using the concrete up fast enough for that to matter. Right, that's probably enough. Then another one of these about there, and then along here we'll put in another platform, and I also want to put in a fluid platform like that. And then I need to link all of these with railways somehow to the railway system. So put you. Where can I put you? I can put you there. Is that? I think that's lined up. And put you there. Oh no. I join that to. Oh no, I can't yet. I need to put another piece on there. So if I join that to there, then I can join that to there and that to there, and everything is awful. I mean, everything's lovely and will work absolutely fine, I'm sure. Block signal. Then I put signals on everything. You've got one already. You want there. You want there. You want there. Similarly, on the way out to the station, we'll put one in. Signal. Okay, I need to put in the rest of the track first. Over here, then we join you. Can we just join you straight onto there? We can. What? That I was not expecting that to work. I really wasn't. That sort of thing never works. We do that, and then that can join to. Oh no, I missed one. That can come out to there. And join onto there, and join onto there. Right, everything is now linked up again. Hurrah! And will sort of kind of maybe work. Signal, signal, signal. There we go. So now that's all the extra stations I needed. That's everything. Well, no, I've placed the stations, so that will allow me to sort of, sort of, but not actually. So over here, the final one is the fluid one, so that's the nitrogen station. This one is going to be a quartz station, because I remember that we needed that. Quartz drop for nuclear. Close. There we go. This one is going to be the other thing that I can't remember what I needed right now. Quartz. Oh yeah, alclad. Alclad for nuclear. And finally, nitrogen for nuclear. Nitrogen for nuclear. That's a good list of disclaimers along there. Not responsible for any delays caused by any reason, including dun dun dun. Scroll again. It's not going to scroll again. There were lots of them in there, including hog attacks and general derailment. So that seems fair, I guess. Right, so that is more stations than I realised I was going to need, but that's fine. Let's put in a pipeline floor in the hole in the floor, like that, and then I can start piping things around. So you're not a pipe, I can't copy you. Give me a pipe. Pipe 1 will probably. I said pipe 1 will probably be fine for this. So I'll put you from there to there, and then we nip under here. And there we go. Yes, I would like to run a pipe from here, and we're going to be making nitrogen acid. Yes, that's the one. So that can now actually let's bring the pipe up from down below, and then worry about it from there. And then worry about it from there. That'll be easier. No, there. Yes, up to here, pointing. Yeah, pointing that way. Yes, that seems like a good pipe. Then you go over and join. Ah, that's radioactive. Let's not stick my face in that. Join it onto there. Right, there we go. That is nitrogen, and this is a horrible pipe mania spaghetti system going on down here. But It'll carry everything to where it needs to go. It's fine. So, now we have more things to bring in. What else do we need? So let's fly it through this hole, even though it's very radioactive. What could possibly go wrong? What are you? You're alclad. We don't need you until quite a bit later. So we'll ignore you for the moment. So that means you must be quartz. Yes, you are. Lovely. So along here, I will come in and I'll put in another one of those lovely conveyor lift floor holes. And I'll put it here. I think I should be able to chuck in a lift like this. Yes, there we go. And it'll link onto there just like that. That's exactly how I need it. So I can now drop down to the floor below once again. And that is my quartz. We need another elevator on here. What are you? You're an elevator 1. Let's make you an elevator 2. Point you that way. Yes. No. At ceiling height. There we go. And then I shall run a belt from here. It'll go all the way over here. It's that machine we need to get it to. So I'm just going to run it in a... I'm going to upset everybody by just running things in straight lines as much as I reasonably can at the moment. Just because it's horrible, basically. And then over here we're going to need a lift like that. Comes up to the ceiling. Excellent. There is a lovely amount of space for it. We'll put that there. Brilliant. Where's my belt? There's my belt. So from there we have a belt coming over here like you can't quite reach. Typical. It was so close and yet so far. So there's the... I was going to say there's the quartz. It's not actually quartz yet. Go away. It's not actually quartz yet, but it is a belt that will bring in quartz, and then we will have quartz, and then we will be happy. So that's nitric acid, sulfuric acid, and silica all being made now. So now we need a blender to turn that into non-fissile uranium. That and uranium waste to turn into non-fissile uranium. So that means I can now go into production again, and I require a blender. Another blender. And we'll put you in over here. Those pipes are going to be horrible. Let's put you in over here, because the pipes are going to be horrible anyway. I want to mirror this building, because it's just in a silly place. You know what? Let's take the pipes underground. So yeah, I'll put this in here. If I run the pipes underground, then nobody can see how bad they are. That's my theory. So we'll stick it, no, logistics, that one. I would like 2 pipeline floor holes, and I will put one in here, and one here, and one here, and one here. Now I just need to link them together, and all will be well. And by well, I mean all will exist. I think calling it all well is probably a little dishonest, but never mind. What's a little bit of what's the term? Hopeful optimism, hopeful imagination. I can't remember what the term was, but I'm hoping somebody's seen the film I'm referring to and can tell me. I would like pipeline 1, please. That one. Right, and then over here we have... So that's the input. So we want to have one pipe go from there to there. That's the easy one. Then we want to have the other one go from there to... Well, let's make it point that way. And then we bring it all the way over here. And just plumb it straight in. There. There we go. So that's my pipelining. Pipeline's done. And actually, they don't look too bad. They are decently straight with 90-degree-ish corners in them. Yeah, I'm okay with that. That is not horrible. We also need to be bringing in... this one is going to be the nuclear wasted, isn't it? So let's bring in let's power it first, because that's always a good... I said power it first, because that's always a good idea with these sort of machines. I would like to be making then the non-fissile uraniums. Oh yes, and this is going to make water. Great. So I think the thing to do with that is going to be putting a pipeline junction across there. And if I then run a pipe from here, I don't know how to make this do what I want it to do in 3 dimensions. I want it to come straight up and then go across over there, but I don't think we can do that, damn it. I'd need to put in something for it to land on. So I guess I'll put in a wall here for the pipe to go up, which seems like a very silly reason to have a wall. And then some foundation at the top for it to attach to. Then I can run a pipe from here to here, and then from here to here, and then I can put in a couple of pumps, like sort of here, and probably let's put another one over here. I don't know if it'll actually help, but I'm going to anyway. And then of course I need to plug them in, so we go to that one. We've only got 4 on it at the moment, that's fine, so plug that in there. And then I can plug this one into, I guess that one over there, why not? What could possibly go wrong? There we go, so the output water from here now will hopefully be pushed through these fairly exuberantly. This is filling up nicely with sulfuric acid. We're not getting the nitric acid in because we don't have any nitrogen. We're not getting the silica in because we don't have any quartz. And we're not getting the uranium in because I haven't done that yet. So one of those is absolutely fine. The rest are a little bit annoying. So I'll plumb that straight across there. That'll bring in the silica. And then over here I can drop in another conveyor lift floor hole about there, along with an elevator like that. Are you going to link? No, you're not. I put it. Yes. No, maybe. That's on a postcard. Is that actually linked? No, I don't think it is. Okay, I'll put it into one too far away. Let's try that again. Put in the conveyor lift floor hole. This time I'll put it here. Surely that's going to be close enough. It doesn't look right. It really doesn't. What if I put it on there and then down? This all looks wrong. I'm confused. Alright, let's put it a little bit further away then. And I can put the lift in here like that. And it's going to be an uplift, so it'll be pointing in the opposite direction. There we go. And then I can just put in a little chunk of belt like that, because things don't seem to want to work for me. Right, now from there, I will now make this entire area significantly more radioactive. Which is obviously a really good thing to do. Oh goody, there's a pipe in the way. Pipe's only a bit in the way, that's fine. Put that down to there, and then I can run a belt from there, basically to there, but I can't do that in one jump, so we'll bring it to here first, and then over to here. Except I kind of don't want to do that just yet, because it's just going to make it even more radioactive over here, but oh well. How are you doing? Right, so you're going to get uranium waste in, fine. Silica's going to get nitric acid, yeah. So I need to get the nitrogen. Let's get the nitrogen and the silica trains fitted and running. And me being irradiated slightly less. I have now burned through half of my radiation filters, which is not a good look. I'm pretty fine. Locomotive. Pointing that way, please. And a wagon. And go loco. And wagon, and I've run out of computers because I can't count, so I'm not going to get any nitrogen until I go and get some computers. Great. I don't drink Pepsi. I'm a cola snob, I'm afraid. So I basically only drink Coke because I don't like Pepsi, basically. So I don't. So I don't drink it, which I think is a pretty good excuse or pretty good reason. Quartz for nuclear. I want to edit the timetable. I want you to go to the quartz pickup. That's quartz drop. Quartz pickup, that one. Then I want you to go to quartz drop nuclear. That one. And at both of these places, I would like you to remain until completely full. That's completely satiated or sated. And I'd like to completely unload as well, because there's no point in heading off when you're not fully unloaded. I want to save those changes. I want to turn on self-driving, and I want to get out of the train. Off it goes. Lovely. And now I'm getting irradiated again, but sure. Okay. In that case, well, I can't really comment about vanilla Pepsi because I don't particularly like vanilla Coke. Basically, I just drink normal, basic, standard, generic Coke. You know, as the Nazis intended. Was it Nazis who were responsible for Coke? I can't remember. They were responsible for all kinds of things, as was originally intended. The actual one that's full of caffeine and sugar, because I drink it when I want to be woken up. So, none of this nonsense where they do where they replace a load of it with artificial sweeteners, and I don't need it to taste of cherries or vanillas or anything like that. I'm happy with just straight up traditional normal Coke myself. That said, if you like other versions of it, I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong. Who cares? I'm going to say I was having this discussion with some friends recently. Saying how annoying it is that the reason that the sugar tax is annoying, not because it has made Coke slightly more expensive. I don't actually care about that. Or even that it comes in silly sized bottles sometimes now. No, the reason it's annoying is because lots and lots of other companies went in and they changed their recipes to be lower in sugar so that they wouldn't be subject to the sugar tax, and that's really annoying because now things like lemonade just taste of aspartame or other random artificial sweeteners. Drinks just aren't as nice as they used to be because they've all been replaced with low sugar recipes, and that bothers me a lot more. Is the thing that annoys me about the sugar tax. Yeah, it worked too well because various companies changed their recipes around and ruined the flavour of their drinks. Right, I need to go and get some computers so that I can make another train because I didn't realise I forgot I didn't realise I was going to need a third one for. I can't even remember what the third thing was. Was it nitrogen? It might have been nitrogen. Because quartz, nitrogen, and alclad. Yeah, I think I might have thought there was already aluminium over there, and clearly there isn't. Coming down. That worked really well. I can't do it for getting back over because there isn't enough range for that sort of launch. But I'm pleased with that for going one way. No, don't go up. I want to go down. I also want to switch jetpacks to the flight back. That one. And I want to go that way. You see, there's no way I'd have enough loft to get all the way over there with a hover pack. I need to use little boosters like this from the jetpack to have any chance of getting all the way over there. Okay, Astrid, I shall indeed not waste my money on Pepsi Electric. Is anyone else old enough to remember Tab Clear? That was a drink that was made by Coke at some point in the, I don't know, it was either late 80s or early 90s, and it was disgusting. It was supposed to be basically Coke, I think, as far as I remember, except it was clear, and it was clear, but as I say, it tasted absolutely awful. And so now they don't make it anymore because it was disgusting. So in that particular case, the correct decision was made, I would say. Nitrogen for nuclear. There we go. It may well have been a knockoff of Crystal Pepsi. I was not particularly aware of what drinks were available at the time. I don't know, so I don't know when Crystal Pepsi was a thing, but I could easily. But yeah, it feels right. And let's see. I was trying to think. I have a feeling. Did Crystal Pepsi was Crystal Pepsi mentioned in Back to the Future? In which case, that would mean it was around in 1985. Honk. I'm not sure. There was definitely a. Because when I'm thinking of specifically when Marty went back to the 50s and he went into the diner and just sort of kept ordering various drinks, but because the guy in the cafe hadn't heard of any of them, or the diner hadn't heard of any of them, it was just sort of a steady supply of puns and jokes. I think he asked for a Pepsi free, and he said no, you'll have to pay for it. And then he asked for a Tab, and that didn't exist. So maybe it's Tab that was around at that time. I don't really know. I'm sort of guessing a little bit. Right, so that train's gone off. There is a train coming back in over here. That looks promising. So this is presumably a train full of quartz. Excellent. Oh, Crystal Pepsi. Okay. No, Tab Clear was definitely. It certainly came in a can, and it was genuinely clear. And it's rather bizarre that you'd make a drink that comes in a can that was actually clear rather than putting it in a bottle so it'd be a bit more obvious, but that's what they did. Oh, Crystal Pepsi is actually pretty sure Tab Clear was actually clear, but we're going back quite a lot of years at this point, and my memory isn't amazing, so I could be wrong. All right, so I now need a particle accelerator though. Yeah, the name does imply, the Tab Clear and Crystal Pepsi both imply clear drinks, which is why I was very happy to believe your suggestion that maybe it was just a rip-off of the other one. Where the hell are we going to put this? Maybe here, and then have a belt run all the way around the outside, or maybe over here. That'll kind of do. Yeah, let's put that there. What's it taking in? It's taking in non-fissile uranium and uranium waste. That's in the two solid inputs. So actually, I could put it. No, let's put it here. Because the uranium waste is coming up there, so I can get rid of that and irradiate myself, probably. Can we... I want to get rid of this out of my inventory. Let's just ditch that like that, because that's going to poison me. You can destroy anything except the thing that is actually waste. Oh, for goodness sake. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm just going to put this in one of these boxes. Not this one, because apparently we are that full that I have to put it... okay. I am... Oh no, there is room in this box. But I am very nearly full of nuclear waste, so in my storage systems. So this is unfortunate. I knew I shouldn't have plugged that in yet, because it's just irradiating this whole area, and that's annoying. Because I kind of want to now build at arm's length so I don't irradiate myself too much more. So I can put that on there. Like that. Then I can belt from there into there. And then I can... I can't elevate it because there's a pipe. Oh no, I can't elevate her at the back. I can get rid of that. I can elevate her there. Like that. Oh, this is horrible. This has all gone very, very wrong. What if I get rid of that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that again. And then no, go away. And then I try and do this fairly quickly. I run a belt from there to there. And then I come over here and I can't put it into there. No, that's wrong. The whole point of what I was trying to do is that the belt goes from there to there instead. Then I put in my floor hole. Ow! Oh no. I'm dead. Right. That was because I ended up with some nuclear waste in my inventory and ran out of filters. So that is problematic. I should have put down a box and put it into that. So yeah. Oh, Back to the Future is just a different bottle. Okay, you're quite possibly right. I honestly have I don't remember, but no. The whole point of the Back to the Future scene was that he wasn't able to get any of the stuff he was asking for, wasn't it? Right. Anyway, I need to make a lot more filters. So over here, we don't want you to make compacted coal. I want you to make fabric, and that means we need mycelia and biomass. Now I have a bit of mycelia here. I'm running a bit low on it, but it's a 1-to-1, so it's not too bad. And then from over here we need the biomass, which I think is in the top one. Just straight up biomass. Yes, there we go. I put that in here, like that, and then we'll start making fabric. That's a good start. Okay, that does not ring a bell. I mean, I'm happy to believe you. As stated, I don't entirely trust my memory. So, if you're looking stuff up, you're almost certainly right. But oh, was the Pepsi Perfect something in the future? No, I was thinking when he went into the past. So, back in the 50s, he was asking for all these drinks that nobody had heard of because they wouldn't come out for 25 years or whatever. So the opposite way around. Right, I'm going to need rubber as well, which is potentially unfortunate because I don't know how much of it we have. Where's that going? Way off into the distance. Okay. Oop. Oh, and I'm going to need Alclad as well, and there isn't any of this around here anywhere. Oh, that's really annoying. I'm also kind of horrified at just how quickly that that radiation killed me. Oh, on the plus side, we seem to have had some more. We have had another delivery of rubber and plastic. That's good. We're not as horrendously short of it as I thought. Right, let's try this again with less fail. How are we doing? We've got... I know we're still building it. Got 20 fabrics. No, don't go up there. Let's go down here, see what I actually check what I need for the filters, and start making some of those. So the gas filters, okay, I can make 10 of them. So it's 2 pieces of fabric for each one. That's a little bit expensive, especially given my shortages of fabric. But I can at least start doing that. And then the iodine filters, they take... Oh, gold cable. I've got quick wire. I haven't got the aluminium box things, aluminium casings. I mean, I am making them in various places, but I haven't got any on me at the moment, so I can't make more of these filters. I think I set up a polyester production facility over on the other side of the world, but I don't have a jetpack on me at the moment, so I can't easily get over there. So yeah, that's a minor problem. Okay, we're going to get one more of these. Get up to 14 of them. Let's grab that. Over here. I should probably automate this so I'm not so it feels like less of a pain to make them. But I just don't have all, or at least so that I can just come over and drop in a stack of aluminium casings and then have everything else just appear as if by magic. But for now, I need to get back over to my core. I can't get back to my corpse. Well, I can, but it's going to be a faff because I've got the wrong jetpack on, so I'm going to have to sort of follow the railway lines because I've only got the hover pack. I might be able to hitch a lift on a train if I'm lucky, or I might just find trains going in the wrong direction. Because now, you see, I can only go at this speed because this is hover pack speed, as opposed to the previous jetpack and keeping the momentum from the air cannon speed. Right, does the diner he's looking at look like it's in the 50s or a sort of futuristic retro 50s? Or a future 80s idea of what a futuristic retro 50s would look like? Also, you're missing out not seeing the films. They are definitely an important part of geek culture, and you need to go and watch them, not immediately, but as soon as this stream ends. I will expect you to report back with a review of certainly of all 3 of them by the end of the week. I can hear trains, but they're all going in the wrong direction. Right, so somewhere over here there will be a box of box of shame. Oh well, you'll have to watch it tomorrow then, and you'll have plenty of time to watch it tomorrow because there won't be a stream. Yeah, I do recommend them. There are some films that you come back to years later and you think, that wasn't actually very good. Like oh, crap. That's a problem. Without radiation filters, I can't get my inventory back. Because I will just get radiation poisoned. Now, fortunately, the aluminium is not made in a radioactive area, so I can go over and get some aluminium casings. But I can't get my inventory back until I've turned those aluminium casings into radiation filters. Yeah, long reach would be very nice. Are you watching the stream at work or the films at work, Astrid? Fair enough. That's quick response. I'm impressed by how the stream lag on Twitch is obviously lower than I'm used to it being, or lower than I expect it to be. Right, so somewhere this please let this be the aluminium area. I honestly can't remember at this stage, but I think it is. Hopefully there's some aluminium casings around here. There's Alclad going through over there. That's not what I want though. I want that that's been processed an extra time. So probably these things. That's a heat sink it's been turned into. That's not what I want. Where else do you go? You go into the... You come out of these machines. These things. These are the aluminium casings I'm looking for. Right, so they go into this machine and grab a bunch of them. Now, hopefully there is an assembly... Yeah, there's a assembling box over here, I think, so I should be able to make some radiation filters. No, I can't because I've not got the... Oh, I didn't bring any gold wire. Ah! I suspect we have gold wire being done over here. Maybe over... Oh, actually, no, there's definitely some over there because I'm making it into computers. So let's nip over here briefly. That's very stealthy. We had someone at a previous job of mine who would have Netflix playing on his other monitor when he was working. He did get fired. I don't know whether these two are related, so I'm not sure I can recommend this in good conscience. Yeah, it calls it Caterium, but it is just it's a yellow metal that is used in electronics. Pretty sure it's gold. I don't know. I don't understand why some of these games rename stuff like this. So, like, why is this Caterium and not gold? And why? And the worst or most egregious for this sort of thing. That's the wrong building. Was Foundry, which had alternative names for. It had alternative names for iron and copper, and it gave them silly names. But they were blatantly just iron and copper with silly names. There's a TV tropes thing about this. I forget what it's called. It's called Call a something a horse. It's complaining about fantasy books where they'll give animals, even when they're blatantly just an Earth animal that happens to be on this other planet, they'll give them a different name to make it sound fancy and ooh and different and sort of strange. And to an extent, it makes a sort of sense because it makes the place it makes it sound more alien-esque and more fantastical. But on the other hand, it just makes it harder to remember which thing is which. And so, given that the entire book has clearly been translated into English for the purposes of the reader to read it, what's the point of that? Yeah, I know, but Ryshadium are different. They are specific. There are horses in Stormlight, and they are distinct from Ryshadium, or Ryshadium, or however it's pronounced. So that one isn't. I did think of that as I was saying it, but no, Ryshadium are distinct from horses. They are something special and different. Chull are different. Now, granted, you could complain a little bit or be amused a bit by the fact that he calls every type of, or that the people on Roshar call every type of bird a chicken, or every type of alcoholic, or even some non-alcoholic drinks wine. Yes, that is a sort of a valid decision that has been made, shall we say? And certainly I can see the I can acknowledge the sort of thinking that's a bit silly, but in a way it's kind of a flavour text, I suppose. Now, where's my box gone? My corpse went way down there somewhere, but I think the box stayed up here. Oh no, it was on the next level up because I was picking up things up here. No, it wasn't. No, it was on this level because I was falafeling around with the things here, and then I ran out of filters and I died. So coming over this way, yeah, I was coming over this way. Maybe the box carried on going as well. There's too much nonsense on my screen for me to tell, with my radar for me to tell out where anything is. There it is. Well, there's a box. Hope that's the one. Because it's really radioactive over here, and I don't want to be here for long. Is it that one? It is. Right. So I don't want to take. Oh, I want to take everything except that. Actually, I could just take all and then immediately and then immediately put the uranium waste in here. There we go. Right. Normal service can now be resumed. I am hopefully not poisoning myself quite so. I've still got really high radiation levels. Am I still? No, I'm not holding anything. It's just really, really dirty around here. Okay, so let's do this again, but with less awfulness, and let's pull back a little bit so my rad filters last a little bit longer. Okay, so logistics. I need a conveyor lift floor hole. That needs to go in. I'm going to put it all the way back over here for now. Then I'm going to put in a conveyor lift here like that. Then I'm going to hat it with one of these splitters. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Then I'm going to put another belt from there to there, and one from there to there, and there to... Are these up off the ground? Why is my particle accelerator floating in the air? Please no. Let's go and chop these trees down, because I suspect that they might be the problem. Ground. Right, let's do some spot of deforestation. I would like to have this one, this tool. Yeah, I am absolutely ripping through the filters. You're not kidding. Now this is a very, very dirty radiation-y area, which is, so it sort of makes sense, but also it's a bit excessive. Oh, ow! I don't know how many of these trees I need to take out at this point. But yeah, there's a. I don't know if I could have designed all of this better, so that it would to keep the radiation in just in a smaller area. But I don't think I could have really. Can we get any air from here? Come on, where's some power? There's some power. I don't feel... I mean, I just feel like there is so much stuff around here that's doing radioactive stuff that it's just inevitably going to be this bad. Particle accelerator goes... there will do. There we go, now it's ground level. Can I fly through here? I can. Right, so now we can put you into there, lovely, and we can put the output of this machine going around here, like this, and going in there as well. Are you even running? No, you haven't got any silica. Or any nitric acid. I saw a silica train, a quartz train come in. I'm going to have to check that. Okay, anyway, you are going to be making plutonium pellets, and I am going to be getting out of this radiation area a little bit if I can. Actually, that's probably a good thing, because it'd be good to get all of this built and set up and running before I make this area too much more dirty. Right, so that is up to here. We're now making plutonium pellets. Hurrah! So I need to combine that with concrete in order to make plutonium cells, and that's done in an assembler. So I'm going to put in a pair of assemblers, which is that. I'll put one there, and one next to it there. And I should then be able to bring a belt from there to there, and put in a split ore there. And then another belt from there to... So you know what? Let's have it come all the way... Let's come over to here. And then go straight into there. And then I can link these two together with another splitter. And maybe I can't. I don't know. Yeah, alright. I'll just put the elevators in here. Like that. And that, and splitter, come on. There, and there. And now we have that one, I believe, is concrete. That's wrong. That one's not concrete. Oh, concrete's only going upwards at the moment. Concrete is going to come out somewhere about there. So let's go and get that. If I can just fly all the way over here. Out of the radiation cloud, which is quite nice. And over here we have concrete. Yeah. So that means I can put in another hole in the ground over. Yeah, alright. Where's the quartz? Oh, I didn't set the stations to be unloading stations because I'm a muppet. But why is the train left? Curious. Oh, because it's fully loaded, that's why it's left. I want you to be an unload station. I want you to be an unload station. I forget this is a thing. Probably every time I build a station. And I would like you to be... I'd like you to get lost. Since apparently, because you can't update a station settings when there's a train in it. Now flick that over to unload. There we go. Move faster. Right, so there we go. Now we'll be actually unloading from all these stations, so things might work a little bit. No promises, but they might work a little bit. No mouse switches, please. Then over here, I want to put in a logistics floor hole. Put it there. Put a left on it. Other way around. Also the other way around in another way. Put it in there. Has it linked? It hasn't linked. Never mind. There we go. Alright, so that's concrete. Oh. Flying problems. There we go. Flying solutions. Let's drop that down a bit over here. Where are we trying to go? Oh, we're just trying to go over there. Right, in that case, let's just point it this way. And I can run my belt from there to infinity and beyond. Like, something like that. Right, we're trying to get it all the way over there somewhere. So let's go in from the other end, because that's usually a better way to do this sort of thing. So I want an elevator that goes from there to the ceiling. And I've run out of reinforced iron plates. Lovely. We'll make it out of steel instead then. It's a bit of a waste, but whatever. So that runs from there up to the ceiling. Like so. And then we'll run this one straight out, because why not? To about here. And then that can go from there to there, on and you can cut the corner, because who cares? Right, so there we go. That'll be the that's that stage done. It needs power as well, of course. And the more it does occur to me, the more stages I put in over here, the less space I'm going to have that's even remotely safe. So that is, except I haven't programmed those yet, so that should probably be all right. So that's good. Those assemblers are going to be making the plutonium cells, and then we combine that with steel beams and EM rods. And what are you? Oh yeah, heat sinks, which requires copper and alclad. And we've got alclad coming in at a station somewhere up there, probably way over there. And it's going to have to go underneath this, but never mind. We can deal with all of that. All right. So I need to actually no, just do it over here. I need to make heat sinks, and then I need a manufactory to make the actual plutonium fuel rods. So let's put my manufactory over here somewhere. Yeah, one of those. They're having got used to some of the even larger buildings now. Even these manufacturers suddenly seem rather small, and apparently I've used up all of my supplies, and I can't make it anymore. So let's go and get some more bits and pieces, because I've spent them all on other things, probably train related stuff, because that's usually where stuff goes. So let's go for a quick flight back over and get some more heavy industrial frames, more cables, and a load more reinforced iron plates. And apparently I need more of that too. And then I can, if I get enough reinforced iron plates, then in theory I can downgrade some of those belts and get some of my steel back. Oh, you mean, will I be replaying Satisfactory? Help. That was nearly tragic. Undecided. I have no plan. I certainly won't be playing it again soon, because I feel like I'm enjoying it, but I'm not enjoying it enough to want to play it again very, very soon. I would be interested. I'm sort of interested in seeing what mods are like for it. So I'm tempted to play it again at some point as a modded playthrough. That's not what I meant to do. But not in the near future. Yeah, maybe when 2.0 comes out, yes, that's a possibility. But at the moment, I'm certainly enjoying playing it. A few gripes about the railway building system aside, generally it's a good game. I'm having fun playing it. I like it. However, I don't like it enough that I want to finish it and immediately play it again, probably with mods. I would rather do something else, like probably more Factorio mods, or finishing off XCOM, or almost not. I'm not going to say almost anything else. That's harsh. But there are many other things that I would like. I would prioritise higher. I should put it that way. So yeah, whilst I do, I would certainly be willing and interested in revisiting it at some point. That some point is not going to be for a while, and there's going to have to be a good reason for it, like some mods that I'm particularly interested in, or a new version that's got that fixes a lot of the problems that I've had with it, or something. There'd have to be something would have to tempt me to play it again, basically. So whilst I have certainly enjoyed it, I'm not at a point of want to play more of it. I do have a lot of ideas of things I would do differently if I played it again, particularly around how I'd get some of my initial factories built up. But at this stage, I'm not at a position where I am eager to do that in the very, very near future. Put it that way. Touchdown. I'm going to sort of answer your question, Mark, because I believe there aren't. I believe there are no massive overhaul mods for it. Where was I? What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was trying to put down a manufacturing. I think they're all just sort of quality of life and minor feature mods. So there's not going to be a satisfactory space exploration, but there'll be a satisfactory long reach and a satisfactory bigger bigger blueprint designer and that sort of thing. Hang on, what was I doing? No, I do want to be a floor down. I don't want to be here because I can't fly. Yeah, I want to be over there. That's where I want to be. Right, there we go. It's the 3D-ishness of the landscape. It threw me off. I thought I was already at ground level, whereas I'm not. Well, I was at a ground level, but there's another ground level that's even further down, and that's where I was sort of trying to get towards. Right. What am I doing? Right. Oh yes, another manufacturing machine. So I want a manufacturer over there, and feeding into that we have the plutonium cells from here. So I need a merger like that, and belt goes no. Well, I mean that technically that works, but you know what? That's stupid. Let's not do that. Let's try no. Try again from there to there. There. That's better. And then from there, I will come over this way. And let's fly over a little bit and do this properly. Semi-properly. I want to leave plenty of room for the other machines that I'm going to put in along here. So I'm going to run this belt over at the side like this. To here. And then to here. And I can't explain my psychology. Sometimes I feel the urge to be neat and do belts following nice 90-degree angles like that, and then sometimes you have the spaghetti you've seen underneath this concrete layer. I can't explain it. I'm just like that apparently. 6. So I need a constructor in along here. Which way's in and out? Right, that way around. That's going to be producing my steel beams. So no, let's keep it over here like that. The EM rods are just going to come straight down from above. And then I need an assembler to make heat sinks. That goes that way around. Get it right. There we go. In fact, we'll put it in right next to that one because why not? Then when I'm inevitably short of concrete at some point in the future, I can rip up a strip all the way along the edge of here. Or something equally ridiculous. So that's my heatsink. The alclad comes in there, and copper. I need a constructor for copper sheets as well. Like that. And all of this naturally needs to be powered, so I'll bring a cable from there. Actually, there's enough. No, there isn't. There we go. Plug all that in there. Like that. There we go. Now everything's powered. Let's come over here and quickly program these up before I get cooked too much by the radiation. So you are going to be making plutonium fuel rods. You are going to be making heck, steel beams. You're going to be making heat sinks. Heat sinks. Yes, that recipe. You're going to be making copper sheeting. I'm going to be joining all these together with belts, like that, and that, and that. And then I'm going to need to bring the, whatchamacallits down from up here somewhere. So let's put in another floor hole here like that. And then an lift that goes from there. And this is the other way. This is a down lift. It goes all the way down to there. And then I can run a belt from there to there. Okay, so now I need a supply of steel coming in here, supply of copper coming in, no, steel in here, copper in here, and alclad in here. So let's go and do all of that, I suppose. Can I go over this way without running out of power? Yeah, it looks like it. Because this is my station area, there's loads of power here. Right, so I've got alclad coming out here. This is the only place that uses it, so I might as well. I'll just stick this in going straight through the floor like this. And we no, it needs to be the other way. No, we don't. We want one of those there because that's the output. Then I need an elevator on there. Like, which way are you pointing? I can't tell. Okay, that is the correct way, I think. There we go. So that's my alclad being brought out there. As I was saying, I also need steel and copper, both of which I believe are over here. There's I've got aluminium there. Oh, if I'd realised there's aluminium already, I'd probably made the alclad on site rather than putting in an extra station. Still, never mind. Too late now. I know it's definitely gold. Look, it says so on the thing there. Right, I've set this up rather badly because I can't get at that. But never mind. If I put my elevator floor hole, conveyor lift floor hole in over here. This won't be at all flawed, I'm sure, or cursed. That isn't where it'll do. I put a lift on there. That's going in that way. That's good. And then a belt goes from there to there. Excellent. That's kind of tight and clippy, but it'll do. So it's that one. That's steel, and then copper is over here. So just do all of that again. Can I select the? No, it's the foundation. Can I select the floor hole? I can. Nice. And, in an attempt to make this one look slightly less cursed, let's put the lift in 2 notches up like that. So when I run the belt from there to there, it's a little bit less cursed. It's still a bit cursed, but it's slightly less cursed. So we've got alclad, steel, copper. Let's go down and link those in. So the alclad goes into there for the heat exchanger production. And that's this hole in the ground. And we have a belt coming from there to there. And so it's just going to go straight through without any problems. Yes, it is. Excellent. Just misses everything. So there's my alclad. Excellent. So that's step 1 complete. Over here we need the steel. No, here we need the steel and here we need the copper. I think that means they're all actually in the right order. That's amazing. Where are the holes? Okay, there's one of them. And there's the other one. So this is the steel. I can go over to there. Excellent. So if I drop a elevator down from, or lift down from here like that, then I can run a belt. Let's run the belt to here first. And then over to there. That's my steel. And drop the copper down from there. I'm not sure. Woo. Okay, the copper's a long way over. Let's just bring that down to there. And then this can come down from there down to ground level over about here. And then just chuck it straight into the back of there. Okay. Now over here we have, this machine is not running. Why are you not running? You don't have any non-fissile uranium and you don't have any uranium waste. Oh yes, because I was faffing around with this when I died horribly. So if I now go back down under here, I will probably find that, yes, there we go. We need to have a lift coming out of here like this. And then I need to join that and that together. And that will get me the dirty stuff coming through into here to be processed into also dirty stuff, probably. I think they've got silica coming through there, yes. Over here we've not got any nitrogen. Why have we still not got any nitrogen? Are you happy? Yeah, you're happy. You've made sulfuric acid. Why is there no nitrogen? Why am I getting irradiated somewhere? Right, okay, so the train has pulled in. I can't sell what's in here. Why is this not... Why is there no... well, there's no nitrogen in... Yeah, there is nitrogen in here. Okay. So it's going down... It's going through the floor. There is nitrogen in this pipe. And then... Oh, another pipe does go somewhere. There's nitrogen in this pipe. There is no nitrogen in this pipe. What the hell? So that, full of nitrogen. This one, empty of nitrogen. What are you trying to do to me, game? Why do you not join things together properly? Or does nitrogen not go downwards? Do you need to pump it to make it go down? No, now it's filling up. Goodness sake. Be nice if that just worked, wouldn't it? Right, so there we go. We've got nitrogen coming in at a heck of a rate. We're making nitric acid also at a suitable rate. Now, where was that place that needed 5,000? It was this one. Apparently needed 5,000. No, it needs 6 meters cubed of nitric acid, 15 per minute. Right, okay, so thank goodness for that. It's not as stupid as it looked. However, the nitric acid is not getting from here. It's going somewhere. It's going out into this pipe. Oh, I see. Yeah, we're filling the pipes up. That's fine. Yeah, because this is a liquid. It's going down into the bottom of there. It then has to flow along the bottom and then come up over here. So this is okay. We now have some nitric acid in the pipe. So we presumably, yes, we are starting to fill up nitric acid into this machine here. We just need to let it run through. If I get absolutely desperate, I might put a pump in on this, but I feel like I shouldn't need to put in a pump. We'll see. Right, so it's got some nitric acid. It's now making a thing. I forget what the thing is. Oh yeah, non-fissile uraniums. There we go. So those are being made. We've got the beams coming through there. Are you a happy bunny? Yes, you are. You've made some things. You're not getting copper sheet through quite as quickly as I would like, though. Did I get the maths wrong here? So we're making 10 per minute, and we're consuming 22 per minute. Is this a problem? No, because we only need to make 2.5 per minute in order to make the fuel rods. Okay, so yes, this machine is not running at full speed. However, this machine is not needed to run at full speed in order to keep that one running at full speed. So that's fine. I'm not sure what I should say about your wet ham. Whatever I say will probably be a bit gross. See, you've upset Playnot now. Oh, I may not have programmed these machines. These guys are supposed to be making... Hell if I know. What are you supposed to be making? Plutonium cells. Right. That one. There we go. So now they are... Yes, they're taking in the concrete. Good, that seems to have worked. Yeah, dripping is something entirely different from ham. They're not supposed to be the same. Alright, so what's going on in you? Very little, because we need 100 non-fissile uraniums, and here they come now. This, again, is a machine that is running at much slower than its maximum speed. This one needs to run 5 times, each one of which takes 24 seconds in order for this to run once, and it can do that every minute. So yeah, it's not going to be running at full speed, but that doesn't matter. As long as we occasionally get some plutonium pellets out, we're probably going to have enough to use them. Use all up. Here we go. Here comes the last lot coming in now. So in a moment, when those have gone in, we'll see this machine light up like. Oh, it's lighting up a little bit down there. There we go. That's lit up, and it's only using the small accelerator. Oh no, this big medium accelerator is spinning up. Zoom, 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 and it's go. Yeah, there we go. Oop. It's kind of kicked in. Are we gonna? Yep. Now we can spin the big one up. There. Flicker. I hope this isn't a power shortage problem thing, and this is just what a particle accelerator looks like. It sort of makes a sense that it would spin up the little one, then the medium one, and then the big one. It feels like that might be a nice, pretty way of running the recipe. And given that the recipe takes about a minute to run, that's kind of feels okay. Some of that time is just spinning up the particle accelerator, apparently. And over here, yes, we've got oodles of power available, so that's fine. And now we're pulling in more. Yeah, we're pulling in more concrete now, so that suggests that these machines have started to run a bit. Look over here, we can see. Yeah, there we go. We're making some plutonium pellets. No, making some plutonium cells. Sorry. And it's getting more and more radioactive around here now. The longer the further through the production sequence we get. But there is my first encased plutonium cell coming out. That can bimble all the way over to here, and probably this machine only requires. Oh wait, I haven't plugged that in. No wait, I haven't plugged. You need electromagnetic control rods. So we need to take this up even further. Where is it? It's centered on the line and just beyond the two dots. Okay, so if I take that and put it... Hang on. Yeah, that way around. There. I should now be able to run an elevator straight from there to there. Lovely. Now I can go up again. Try and work out where that came out. It's going to be right under one of these machines, isn't it? Is it right under... It's going to be somewhere completely inaccessible. It is somewhere completely inaccessible. I can feel it. Well, oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm going to call that pretty inaccessible. So we won't do that, but we will come over here, and we'll take a look at you. I could steal some of these, but I worry that we'd run out. So I think instead, I'll steal them from here, where we don't have remotely enough. That's a versatile framework. I don't want that. That's a magnetic field generator. Where are they coming from for this? This bird, the bird diddly. What? Oh, they're underneath already, are they? What the hell is going on over here? I do not understand this. That's making more. Oh right, yes, they come through. They're made over here. Are you the magnetic containment rod? You are. EM control rod. Yes. And you're idle. Why are you idle? Oh, you're full. Excellent. Even better. Because that means I can come down here, follow along here, and just snaffle them straight off this belt. Whoop. Or I can just fall to my doom. I can pull them out from here. So that elevator, that lift there, can not, because it doesn't work anyway. And instead, I can bring up a lift from there to here, and then a belt from here to, well, to here, and then to here. Now those can flow along here like that. Dum-ty-dum-ty-dum. Lovely. And the fact I've got loads of them is really nice as well, because that means I don't have to feel guilty about stealing a ton of them. Let's just go back through this hole. Why not? I have come down here, I should have a bit of everything, except the EM control rods. They're on their way. Got plenty of heat sinks. We've not got enough encased plutonium cells yet. This is running through the through everything quite slowly, but never mind, I want to say. I feel like I should be able to put this fuel onto this same elevator system over here and have it go to where I want it to go to. So let's try that. When that gets off the lift, I'll delete this lift and then put it back in again with a put a splitter, no, a merger on the bottom of here, and I'll just feed the plutonium in there as well. Now the thing is, it's probably not going to get into a nuclear reactor. Oh, and I've got a train jam. Or at least a bit of a train jam. It might not be a problem, actually. It might just be a train waiting to go into the ion drop station. That is definitely a thing that happens. Okay, now there is no lift there. Let's get rid of that one. And then I'll put in a merger on the end of here. Like that. They're lovely. Then we can have another elevator going from where's the output side? This is the output side. Okay, that's weird, but I don't actually mind. I can go down to there. Like that. Then I can get rid of that belt. And then I can link that to there. Except I can't. Why is it... So really that's deep. Did I didn't bring this lift down as far as I meant to. So let's get rid of that. Try again. From there down to there. Now should be able to run a belt from there to there. Still too steep. What? Goodness sake. Right, okay. The whole thing is leaning over backwards. That's absolutely ridiculous. Look at that. Look at that very drunk lift. I can't even link into it because it's immediately an invalid shape. Oh, this is so broken. All of this is just bad. Let's get rid of it all and start again. Right. So, let's pull up these two belts as well. I'm getting very, very irradiated over here. I'm going to have to stop with this before I actually finish it. That's upsetting. Bring that down to about this sort of level. Am I holding something as radioactive? Yes, yes I am. Ah, crap. I thought I'd... That's why I'm getting irradiated so much. Put that in there. There we go. Oh no, I'm dying again. Get me out of here. Right. Oh dear, now there's enemies. Why am I still getting... Oh, I am still getting irradiated. Yeah, I know. Could I move a little bit quicker, please? Thank you. Right, so yeah, I'd been running around with a can of radioactive stuff in my inventory, which is why I was losing health quite so much. That was a bit of a fail. Bang! Splat. Harsh but effective. Right, I kind of need to get back up there to the delivery cannon system, but I can't, so I'm going to have to just see if I can get... How the hell am I going to get up there without... Well, just generally without without anything, any sort of high-tech gubbins and zinzes. Actually, I might be close enough to the... I'm not close enough. Ow. Health mushroom, please. Once again, I am in a silly position. Yeah, so I was hoping that with the hover pack, I would be close enough to those rail lines up there to to grab the power from them and fly a little bit. Not quite though, it turns out, so I'm going to have to do that. Switch back over to this one. Now I'm close enough, I'm going to fly up here and... I was going to say and catch a train, but there isn't one coming in the right place. Okay, so plan now is to go off and make some more filters. So I need to go and get some more fabric. I did find some more mycelium, so I can make plastic the old-fashioned way. But I have a feeling I might be making polyester. And if I'm making polyester from oil, then I can just go over and grab basically as much of that as I want. Also on the way pad, let's quickly check out where the complainer train is. There is no train complaining at the moment, right? Pretty sure it was the iron drop-off train that was going, I don't have anywhere to go, but that's because the iron drop-off station was full because we had enough iron. So that's not actually a problem. So we won't get upset about that. Right, there is a vacuum tube cannon over here, so we'll use that to get back in the game, as it were. So one of them. I'm trying to remember. Did I get everything actually work? No. Yes, I got everything working except the fuel cells are not being passed out to the reactors at the moment. Now, my biggest concern at this point, now I think about it, is whether the let's go over here first. Is whether I'm going to run out of nuclear fuel before I get over there to finish off all that stuff I was building. It'd be rather unfortunate if we ran out of if we had an electricity generation crisis because I borrowed all of the nuclear fuel. Sorry, I pulled up the belts of taking the nuclear fuel over to the. I do not want that much. How did I get that much biomatter? I do not want. I would like 1 stack of biomass, please. That's probably enough. How are you getting on? Right, you're probably going to run out of biomass before you run out of mycelia, but that's fine. That's just how the recipe is. We'll accept that, and we'll go over and see if we can find more fabric in the other area. Now, I mustn't get too distracted and start playing with the oil processing, because I have plans and I need to get her back over and get the nuclear power fixed before we run out of power, because that would be unfortunate if all the lights go out. And I'm not sure how easy or hard it would be to bootstrap my nuclear power plants. Now, there is quite a lot of power being generated from coal, but that also requires power in order to make it, and yeah, it is one of those sort of circular problems, so I would like to not have to find out. But there might be down here, there might be a machine making polyester. I can't remember. Ow. This is probably going to be black powder, isn't it? Yes, it's smokeless powder. What are you? Nothing. Oh, that'll be the black powder to make the smokeless powder. Okay, persistent. Well, thanks for stopping by, and have a good sleep. I'm insanely yes. If you are good at sleeping, then I am insanely jealous. Right. So what have we got going on down here? This is all just straight up oil processing, isn't it? There's nothing exotic happening over here like polyester. I don't even know what those are. Those are oil. Those are the other type of oil. What are those? Oh no, they're fuel generators. So they're producing electricity from the excess fuel oil that we had, and apparently still have somehow. Okay. So down here we're transferring to put some of it into crates. Fine. What do you do? You make canisters. Okay, also fine. I think it's safe to say that I'm not actually making polyester over here, which is what I was afraid of. I had I wasn't sure. Okay, so let's have a quick look. How do you make polyester? Fabric. You turn oil into polymer resin in a refinery, and then you add water to it to make fabric. And you do that in another refinery. Do I have the stuff with me to make 2 refineries. Because if so, I'll do it now. I do not. I'm short 2 motors. That's annoying. All I want is 2 more motors, and then I can start making polyester over here. But I don't have the. I probably don't have the supplies to make the motors. I don't wonder. Maybe. Is there a? No, that's a MAM. There isn't a construction area over here. I think I'll not do it. No, I'll not do that for now, because I have a load of mycelium over on the other side that is currently being turned into plastic. So that is actually okay. But I should try and remember next time that I need to start making plastic over here. That I need to start making fabric over here from some of the oil. And that is fairly easy. It's just 2 steps, and one of which requires water as well. So not too bad as recipes go. Ow, that's me inside a station. That wasn't quite what I meant to do. Right. Jetpack. Okay, so as before, I'm intending to get to that mining outpost over there. If I can fly to there, then I can jump in the next transport tube and make my way all the way back over to the main factory, where I can make some more radiation filters, and then I can go and finish off my build, hopefully. We will hopefully, by the time I get back there, have some plutonium fuel cells, and we can find out how effective those are, or how to use those. I might. Oh, actually, let's put in an additional power plant for that. This is going to be a little bit annoying because it's going to need another huge supply of water. Ooh, geothermal generators, nice. Put in one of them. That needs a lot more motors and a load of concrete. And I'm going to need some offshore pumps. How much water do these things require? I can't remember. Nuclear power plant doesn't tell me, because that'd be helpful. I think 2 pumps is right for it though. And I would also like to be able to build at least 2 of these pumps as well. And I would like that to be in a position where I can see what I need. So I need 6 motors and 100 concrete. More than 100 concrete. Ow. Let's switch the jetpacks back over again. I said let's switch the jetpacks back over again. One more stack of motors. I've got plenty now. And then concrete. Concrete's outside. Concrete is stored. Not in there. What are you storing? Oh! I have an enormous quantity of fabric. If I'd known about that, if I'd remembered about that, rather, to use a slightly more honest term, then I don't know what I'd have done. I don't know why I've got so much fabric in there, but I apparently have. Thank you blows up a lot. Yeah, it is indeed. This is a sort of tangled mess of spaghetti. The rest of the factory, the neater parts of the factory are way off in the distance, and we'll go and have a look at some of those in a bit. I mean, it's still good to think about having an automated way of making fabric, of course, but now that I've discovered I have an enormous quantity of it, that's going to make things a little bit easier. Coal, I've just been nicking from over here because why not? We get hundreds at a time in the truck stations. I just come over and grab them. And in fact, they've got bajillions at a time in there. Right, make me a several of these, like, yeah, the sort of 30 something that we've got availability for there. That'll do nicely. What are we going to have? Looks like we're going to run out of rubber first. Yeah, rubber, I think. Well, I'll use up all the rubber. There's no point in saving any. There we go. And now I'll make some radiation filters, and I'll make like 30 of these, I think, because I think it's good to have some gas filters But I use radiation filters in much higher quantities, at least especially at the moment when I'm playing with all the radioactive stuff. I also want to put those 2 doom slugs in the box over here, just because I don't see the point in carrying them around with me all the time. Let's get rid of that excess coal, free up some space in my inventory. And do the same with the biomass, just for the same reason. It's cheap and I don't care. That'll do. Anything else worthless in there? No, I think it's all fairly valuable. Or at least fairly wanted. Where's my boxes? Here's my boxes. Are you my slug box? Yes, you are. Have some more slugs. Right, now, hopefully, I will finally be able to finish off my power things. My new plutonium-based... close. Oh, go away. Right. My plutonium-based power supplies. It's a Sandersonism. That is what has got me calling them doom slugs. They are not called doom slugs in this. They're called power slugs, I think. But it amused me to call them doom slugs, so I have been. Okay, so what do we have? Where do we have? Well, everything. So down here we are hopefully making the plutonium power cells over there. We have lots of power stations over here. I could put another one on the back of here, I suppose. I feel like there's kind of room for one down here. Right, but I do need to feed more power into all of the please don't fall. I would like, yes, a splitter on the end of there. So there's a splitter on the end of there. Come on. Stop being disobedient. Like that. There we go. Then I want a belt going from there to... Okay, I don't want that belt. I want a belt... I want a belt going from there to there. I want a belt going from there to there. And I want a belt going from there to there. There we go. That's going to feed everything that needs to be fed. Most of them have now gone out to this machine. Some have gone to this one, but I think there's enough. They're being made fast enough that isn't a problem as such. So I don't think I need to worry about that. We'll bring some foundation out from there, like this. Straight through the middle of that, apparently. Helpful. Actually, why did I do that? Yeah, I want to have somewhere to put another power plant. And around here seems sensible, but actually, that said, this area is kind of full. What if I put my other power plant over here? Because there's a ready supply of, or up here, because there is a ready supply of water from this pond over here. And, well, I mean, it's just running another belt all the way along under here, and then putting in another box for the nuclear waste and just trying to decide what to do with it. I can do all of that. Right, let's chop down whatever the hell that is. And that. And all of this. And this can be the site for my newest nuclear power plant. Now, how tall is a nuclear power plant? That's the next question. Probably far too tall to put it in under here, now I think about it. Yeah, I think that doesn't quite fit. What do you reckon? Alright, in that case, I could put it in off the side of the station platform. If I just extend this out a mile or two, then I could put it in on top of here, pump the water up from down there. I can rotate them, but they're more or less square. The main part of the power plant is the big circular cooling tower, and they're fairly square. So I can't rotate it sideways, if that's what you mean. That would be silly. Silly. So, yeah, put sticking out over the top of this lake seems like quite a good... So it seems like... this river seems like a nice idea to me. So let's put in some foundation like this. Something to build on. What? Oh no, there isn't one missing. Okay. Now, let's see if we can fit a nuclear power plant in here. Perfect. Boink. Building large things like that feels very, very silly. Okay, so now my concern is that we're going to be producing... why are you radioactive already? I haven't started putting anything into you. My concern is that we're going to be producing quite a lot of of a different type of nuclear waste that I won't be able to do anything with. So I'm going to put in an industrial storage unit here, which is it? That's the output side, in over here, and I have a feeling that you can't actually do anything with this level of nuclear waste because I haven't seen any recipes that tell me you can. So this might be something I'm just going to have to store, or it might turn out that it's exactly the same, and I need to send it down there to go into the whole recycling system, and there's just infinite energy available in it. It doesn't. I'm pretty sure it isn't a isn't a clean energy supply source that doesn't produce any waste, unfortunately. But I guess this is kind of realistic because if you use in real life, you burn your nuclear fuel once to get as uranium, and then you burn it again as well. You burn it a couple of times to get all of the energy out of it. So it's sort of realistic, and you're still left with some waste that you don't know what to do with afterwards. I believe. Someone who knows more about nuclear power than me can probably correct me here. But I believe that's the case. There are, when they say yes, there are power stations that can burn the nuclear waste from other power stations. What they actually mean is sort of turning the you turn the one type of nuclear waste into another type of nuclear waste, but less of it, and get a load of power out of it at the same time. Put that in there, and then I need to put in a cross on there. We can have it horizontally, that'd be nice. There we go. And put another piece of pipe from there to there. There we go. That's lots and lots of water in here. Oh wait, I need a pump, and I've got wet feet. I need a logistics device. I need a pipeline pump. I need to put it in. I'll put it in here. It's downhill at this point, admittedly, but it's going to need it at some point. So now I can run my final power line from there to there. That can now kick in, and we should fill this pipe up nicely with water. How are you doing? You're full of water. Excellent. That is sort of basically what I expected to happen. Now I can come over here. Let's go back upstairs for a moment. And put in... Right, I'm going to put a pipeline floor hole in over here, so the pipe can get to it without too much difficulty. And a pipeline 2 goes from there to there. That's not too horrible. I'm okay with that. And this goes from here. I'm going to try and make this roughly vertical, which is probably not going to work, but I'm going to try and make it roughly vertical. So that goes down to about here. Points that way. That looks pretty good. Now I can run that to there. And that pump over there should be more than capable of pushing the water up from here into here. Next, I want to put in an elevator over, or a lift. I need to stop calling them elevators because they're not. They're lifts. The game even says so. And I've run out of reinforced iron plates. Okay, well, can we use these tier 1s? No, we're going to run out of those as well. Well, I can just about run that to... Wait, no, it's being made lower. Get it right, Laurence. So what we need to do down here is put in an air conveyor lift floor hole there, and then my No, reverse it. There we go. That goes there. Is it linked? Of course not. Run that through there. Now, I come over here. There's somewhere over here. I'm making iron plates. Oh yes, it's the sulfuric. No, it's the nitric acid. So go over, grab those, and I'll be able to make tier 1 belts, and that'll feel a little bit less ridiculous for the amount of throughput that we're going to have over here. So there's my iron coming in. If I look in here, I can see 200 iron plates. Grab those. If I go over to here as well, there's another 200 iron plates. Let's steal them all, because then I can come over here and I can put in a... Oh, I see. A tier 1 lift coming all the way up to here, and then I can run a belt from there way over. This is going to be a seriously long, an unnecessarily long, well, an excessively long belt, I feel, but we'll bring it over this way. Build onto there and go off. Actually, still further, isn't it? Because I want to go over this way. Yeah, to here. I can't see what I'm doing because there's so much steam coming out of the other nuclear power plants. So we'll come to here. And then over this way and upset the game a little bit because we can't make about that long. Then over this way. This is definitely an excessively long belt. But never mind. Then I can put in my lift over here. Like that. Okay, I'm only getting irradiated a little bit. That's probably alright. Then to line up with that, I guess. I tried. It's difficult to get these things to line up. Then I can go to there. Right, is that even working? Yes, there are some plutonium what's name cells all the way over there, making their way towards me. Excellent. So, things seem to be working. I've made at least one of the thing, and that means that the full chain does work. It's not exactly quick, but it does work. We are now turning the uranium nuclear waste. It's coming out of all of this stack of boxes over here, and is slowly and surely being turned into plutonium fuel cells, which can then be passed over to the other thing to make more electricity. We have a good healthy supply of all the inputs here. It is running. It's running flat out. We've got loads and loads of the inputs. Excellent. So now let's go over here and have a look. I kind of want to see what happens over here. I'm going to run out of power going this way, aren't I? Maybe if I hug the ceiling, I'll be close enough to the stations. I'll have a little bit of power. I say I want to see what happens. I need to wait for those to come all the way from there, all the way through here and go up into the plant, but which may take a little while. So it's kind of horrifying that all that time I was away and just poking around with other things and going off to the oil processing area and then coming back and so on and so on. In that time, the system, which was running absolutely fine during that time, it was not that there was a problem with it, but it only managed to produce 3 uranium fuel cells, 3 plutonium fuel cells in all that time. Another thing to do, once I've had a look at this working, I think I'm starting to get irradiated now because those plutonium fuel cells are getting a bit closer to me. Let's see if the amount of the radiation bar goes up a bit as they get closer. But yeah, once I've seen whether they're working in this power plant, which is full of water, so that's good. It's just waiting for fuel. I will then go down and try and get a feel for how much waste is left in the boxes down there. Because I want to then try and get a bit of a feel for whether it's actually getting used up faster than it's getting produced. I also want to know how much radioactive waste we're going to be, or how much plutonium waste we're going to be producing over here as well. But I guess that'll come in time. Okay, the plutonium fuel cells have disappeared now. Oh dear, there is no. Ow! I thought there was power over there, and I don't know why I thought there was power over there because there clearly wasn't. Let's try again. Yes, these things are quite radioactive. Look at how my radiation bar goes up as I get close to them. That's quite spectacular. I wonder if it's actually using an inverse square law, because that did feel the rate it went up at there, it kind of felt like it was going up. It was going up very, very quickly as I got a bit closer, and then is just tailing off quite slowly as I get a bit further away. Up they go. In they go. 1, 2, 3. I see bubbles. They've gone into the machine. That suggests it has accepted them. It is burning them. It burns 0.1 per minute apparently. It produces one plutonium waste per minute. So that's quite a lot. There we go. My power generation has spiked. Interestingly, my power generation has gone up and my power consumption has gone down at about the same time. But I think that's a coincidence. That is a nice, healthy difference between those two points on the bar, though. Pleased with that. So in 10 minutes, this will finish burning, and we can come back and see what sort of waste has been produced and whether it's actually is different. In the meantime, we'll come back over here and irradiate ourselves a bit by coming down to see how much nuclear waste is in all of these boxes. So the box at the bottom, completely empty. Next one up, there's a row and a bit free, and that number is actually going down as I watch it. So that's quite good. So there's a row and 2 squares free. So we'll remember, if we try and remember that there is a row and 2 squares free in the second one up, then I can come back and have a look at that in like what time is it? In an hour or so, and see how things are getting on. But this does seem to just generally be working. It is producing another type of fuel for our factory, and should help keep the lights on. Yep, there's another one going on. We'll make its way across over there. This is probably going to back up along the belt eventually, but never mind. Hopefully we'll be able to use up the uranium waste quickly enough. Now I have heard that one of the steps of production in this chain can be put into the chomponometer, what's it called? The awesome sink. This thing. I don't know which one, and testing is going to be awkward, and I'll probably irradiate myself and die. But in theory, one of the stages of the plutonium production can be put into the awesome sink. So if it does back up to a point where the sheer amount of plutonium, where we've got so many plutonium fuel cells that we can't carry on actually making that we can't carry on making more of them, and therefore using up the waste, and we've got the waste stacking up, then I can come along and I can start trying to destroy some of it. But to be honest, that sounds unlikely to be a problem, and if it is a problem, it's not going to be a problem for quite a long time. Or a very, very long time. By which time I expect to probably finish the game. Speaking of trying to finish the game, I haven't done this at all this stream, but let's go round and have a look at how many of the things we've made. So we need another 280 of these. 1, 2, 200, 250, 200 and a bit more than 80. Nice. So yeah, we can now turn off all of these machines and stop making it. No thanks, don't need any more. Now this does mean that they will this means this will slightly reduce the amount of various resources that are being used, sure. Go away. However, it's going to be a while, well actually no, we've stopped making batteries because that's backed all the way up. We will carry on making the other things that go into them until they back up. Now the magnetic rods, I think, are already backed up. So that construction over there will probably have stopped, apart from the ones that are being fed over to make the plutonium fuel cells. These things, what are they called? Versatile frameworks. Those are going to carry on being made, but that's just a load of iron and some steel. I think I'm just going to leave that running and not care about it. It's easier to let that back up than it is to... Oh, actually, there's only this one machine making them. Let's turn that off as well. Say there's only one machine making them. What are you doing? Oh, you're making modular frames. You know what, I'll just leave that one running. That's fine. It'll back up reasonably quickly, and I don't really care all that much about using up a bit of iron. I have more iron than I need, as we've seen with all of the trains that have been jamming because they haven't had room to drop off the iron they're carrying. Ooh, I've run out of proper fuel for my jetpack. But that might be slightly awkward. I should get some more of that on the way when I get back over to the main base. Which is... Oh, no, I haven't. I've got that. Why are we... Oh, no, that's the chainsaw. Right, yeah, okay. No, I'm being dumb. Right, let's go. So I want to get all the way over to here. Over to the space elevator. Drop off the supplies that I've produced for it. Like this. And then, to be honest, I might as well go and put the other 16 of them in the awesome sink. Because I don't think I don't... As far as I'm aware, they are literally only for feeding the space elevator. And it's not as like they're not particularly difficult to make, so we'll feed them in there. They're probably quite good, quite valuable for points. I've made one, okay. Well, they've got expensive, so that's that one. That is now officially finished. I've made enough of the magnetic containment devices that even the space elevator is happy. Now let's go and look at something a little bit harder. I was doing a lot of upgrades to this in the last stream. This is where we're making the computers of some sort. I can't remember what they're called. Assembly director systems? Yes, these things. We made 108 of them in 2.5 hours of streaming. And that's pathetic, given that I need 3,000 of them. This is clearly not... Well, it's running right now, but it's clearly not working well enough. What have we got in here? The adaptive control units are presumably not being made quickly enough. Because of course they're not. That's always the limiting factor for this, because they're difficult and expensive. Down here we're waiting for heavy modular frames, and also waiting for heavy modular frames. Why are heavy modular frames a problem? Is it just that they're too slow to be produced? Because modular frames are a problem. Because we only have 3 machines producing them and that's not enough? Yeah, their inputs are fine. By the looks of their inputs are fine at the moment. They're nice and backed up. They're just not making the modular frames quickly enough. So what are we making? We're in 2 minute here. 2, 4, 6 a minute. And we're trying to use 15 a minute. What was I thinking when I built this? I guess that I was thinking that I was only going to have one machine over here making those. Right, let's slug these machines up, because this is not good enough. I will take the 100 and not very many assembly director systems with me, and I shall come back with slugs. No, wrong jetpack. I don't want the wrong thing entirely. Go away. That button, those buttons. So drop in here like this, and hand those in, which is going to make approximately no difference. It's not actually no difference, but it's pretty close. Don't go in the tube. Don't go in the tube. Get out of the tube. Get out of the tube. Right. Get some slugs. Slug time. Let's take some pink slugs and some blue slugs and turn them all into speed modules, because I don't think you can do anything else with slugs. Do we do this here? Yes. Make some blue slug power shards and some pink slug power shards. There we go. Back up here. Now I can go back out. Now I can make those machines run a little bit faster. So if I chuck 3 power shards into each one, I can make them run twice as quickly, and that'll make the whole thing not suck. Hopefully. I mean, well, if we can start chucking the assembly, the heavy assemblies in a bit quicker, then things will be a bit more sensible. So, where was the problem? Here. So you. I'll put one at 250%, and I'll put the other 2 at 200%. because I don't think I actually need them all at 250. Now the concern here is that I might not have enough on the inputs. In fact, no, I haven't got enough on the inputs. These rods are not coming through fast enough. It seems silly to put in more to make. It seems silly to put power shards into these machines when they're just making iron sticks, and they're just constructors. But we're so cramped in here. Oh, let's do it. Why not? And I should probably come back and make these a bit faster, but oh well. Yeah, the iron input is absolutely fine, so that's all right. Now I've got a few more sticks coming out. Over here we have decent stockpiles of sticks, so hopefully that'll be able to keep. We'll be able to keep up now that I've increased that number. Yeah, that seems to be pretty good. It's going down slowly, but they're being made 2.5 times as fast now. So now hopefully that'll help over here. Yeah, we're making the heavy modular frames. We've got 7. Come on, another 3 before this finishes, for it to keep going. Come on, no, too slow. Got 4 in it now. Here comes the 5th, and this will be running at least twice as fast now, so it is significantly better. 5th and a 6th as well. That's even better. So can these machines make another 4 before that one uses them all up? I don't know. I don't care. It's going to be significantly better now anyway. It's going to be running at least twice as quickly, until we inevitably run out of the reinforced iron plates. What I should be doing is building up another factory from scratch that's just going to make all of this stuff. It's going to make the assembly control units and then ship them over here. But that is too big a job for my current levels of sanity. Right, let's get back over there and then we can go off and find out how the other 2 things are getting on. We've still got the turbo motors, or it's not turbo motors. They're one of the ingredients. The thermo rocket propulsion things and the nuclear passators. And yeah, we'll see how they're getting on. Those are being made in this slightly funny shaped built factory over here, where all of the aluminium stuff is handled, and also a lot of the radio-y stuff, and then a couple of other things, because at the time it made sense to put them in over here. So I believe in here we should have the 90. That's also pathetic. Although at least I only need 1,000 of these, so it's only half as pathetic as the other one. So this is not currently the problem. That's going to take us from 60% to 70% done. What are you struggling for? You're struggling for modular engines. That doesn't sound like a thing that should be a struggle, to be honest. Coolant things seem to be... What? Wait. We've got plenty of cooling systems. Are they coming? Are they just not being... They're just not being drawn properly, are they? Yeah, they're not being drawn properly on there. Okay, fine. So it's the modular engines that are presumably coming in from this belt from over here. That's these 3 machines. What are you guys short of? Nothing. You're just a bit slow at producing. Great. Okay, well, nothing I can do about that without putting in more machines, and I seem to be trying to avoid that. Over here, what do we have? We have 70 of these. Again, not amazing. I'd like there to be more. I assume we're just... No, not you. I assume we're just short of the copper stuff. Actually, no, we're not. That's nearly ready to go again. It is ready to go again. The copper is coming in fast enough. Maybe this is just that we need such a lot of it. It's a massive job, and it just takes forever to produce hundreds of these. How long does this take? This is a 2-minute recipe. So we found about 100 of them. So that's 200 minutes. That's 3 hours. Yeah, that fits actually. This machine is running flat out. It's just that we're asking for 2,000 minutes worth of product. Okay, that's interesting. In a slightly terrifying way. I'm going very slowly. I wish you could use the jetpack to push you sideways so you actually go quickly. But no, that is not a thing. Right, well, let's go and hand these in anyway, because there's no point in cuddling them. Might as well give them to the space elevator. Bonk. Oop. Touchdown! Yeah. Right. Put all of those in. All of those in. Excuse me. Right. So we are now at a point where we are We've completed the magnetic containment, whatever those things are called. I'm still not sure. 70% or 71% of the way through with the jet propulsion rocket motor Dewberry thingies, and 47% of the way through the nuclear pasta. So that has about another. I need 530 of them. So that's going to be 1,060 minutes. That's a long time. This is sounding like it's time to AFK the game a little bit. The computers, on the other hand, the assembly director units, they're still a little bit iffy. They're taking a very, very long time to produce because the machines making them are just a bit too slow. I'm thinking that another stream to get that up and running a bit faster would be a good idea, and then after that maybe I'll AFK it, I suspect. Let's go over and have a look at that and see where the problem is, and whether there is something that can be sort of sensibly fixed. It may just be that I need to make more of the reinforced cube things, and if I can get that up and running a bit more nicely, then all will be well. And to be fair, it's not like there's a shortage of space to build things over here. I'm just a little bit worried about the rate the iron's going to be coming in at. Although actually no, it's only copper. Was it copper that was the problem? There was something. Oh, and then of course we're probably going to have, if I do increase the rate we're producing those cube things at, then I'll start to run into problems with not making these things fast enough, the automated wirings, and that's down to the amount of copper I can pull in here, because we've got. I remember looking at it before, and we had basically both of these belts running absolutely flat out last week. Now I think now it's slowed down a bit because suddenly we've filled up the buffer of those things, and it's because it's the we've got enough of whatever these are. These automated wirings. Those are no longer being the limiting factor. The limiting factor instead is now up here, where we don't have enough of the reinforced frames coming. What are you actually called? Heavy modular frames coming in over here. We look at this. We can see that. Actually, no, it's not got enough heavy modular frames to do another one. So that's now the limiting factor. And I can see I'm just going to keep coming back and fixing a limiting factor, and then there'll be another limiting factor. But then that's what this sort of game is about. So I shouldn't be complaining about that. It looks like we have a healthy supply of reinforced concrete coming in from over here. It is very, very tempting to say, right, okay, so let's have a look at the numbers. Over here, in order to keep these running, we need 3 heavy modular frames per minute. This thing is capable of producing 3 per minute. Okay, so it is now perfectly balanced, at least between those two machines. So that should be okay. And I've got some in my inventory. So if I come over here, and if I chuck half of them into here, and half of them into here, like that, then it'll annoy me next time I want to build a train or something. But that should now mean that the production machine over there should keep these two topped up, and now they've got slightly more in here. They should be able to just keep running, and so they're running at 150% speed. And there's an insect running around on my desk. It's running at 150% speed, so that means we are now producing. Presumably that's with the 150% on there. Yeah. Yeah, 1.5 per minute. So we're making 3 of those a minute. And then up here, did I say that was the number we needed? Here comes another couple through. Did I say that was the number we needed up here? So we're using 3 a minute up here. We haven't got any doom slugs in these ones. So yeah, this is now balanced, as long as we don't run out of any of the inputs for this, which is the limiting factor is probably, oh, where are they? Oh yeah, here we go. The yeah, how are you for inputs? Looks kind of okay. We're going to get another 2 in before this runs out. Yes, there we go. So we are just, yeah, we're just okay now for the modular frames coming in, as long as they're not running out of inputs, and they seem to be okay. That seems to be running absolutely fine. I'm slightly concerned. Oh no, this is not. This is less fine. How are they different? Oh, because there's another split there, right? Yeah, we're not making the rods fast enough. I guess the answer to this is to put in some more machines making the rods over here, and then take out one of those, run a belt of iron over this way, and make some more rods. Okay, let's do that. Try and keep things working. And one thing I could do is wander around the entire factory trying to make it all a little bit prettier, but I suspect I realize madness because I know what I'm like, and I'm not very good at, not very good and not very interested, not very good at and not very interested in making things pretty. So I won't. Oh, I'm not going to reinforce iron plates. Fortunately, there's a few of them over here. So if I say, give me that, then I'll probably throw the whole machine off. We may run out of reinforced iron plates. Who knows? We'll see how that goes. So anyway, let's try and make some constructors. So I'd like to have 1. So I've got 3 at the moment, and they're not even really fast enough. So let's put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 8. Stuck. 9, 10. Is that overkill? Probably. Do I care? No. So over here now. So we're going to have various sorts of things along here. Right. So we're going to need splitters. So I'd like to put in a conveyor splitter here. This one will bring in from that side, and I will reroute that belt. This one will take in from this side, like that. This will not be there. I'll move this support to somewhere else. Need another splitter there, and then I'll run that all around the back. Ooh. Falling. Cheers. Oh, cheers for the support, membership, whatever we call this thing. I don't say this very often to people to YouTube, to people on YouTube, because subscribers tend to be on Twitch. But thank you very much, Daniel. Much appreciated. I think that's what that pop-up means. I'm going to run out of power again because it's the same idea. It's the same idea. Right. I need to bring power over here so that I stop falling out of the sky. Nope, that's not a pylon. There's one, but it's full. There's one. No, it's not. That's a support. There's one. It's also full. For goodness sake. There's one that's not full. Right. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll put one down at the other end. This is a bit premature, actually. I should have waited until I got all of the infrastructure and the logistical stuff in place before I started putting the power cables in, because one of these pylons is bound to end up being in the wrong place just because of luck or lack thereof. Right. Oh, autosave. Right, put you in there and there and there. No. Even if you hold down the please line things up button, it doesn't always actually line things up, which is a real pain. Bit of a shame. Now I need a splitter, but not a splitter. I need it to be a merger, and that can go there, and there, and come on, there. See, I mean, the cables get the cables get in the way of building a little bit. That's less bad, but it's still slightly awkward. There and there. All right, and now I need to put in a couple more splitters over here as well because I missed a couple. So I want you there and there, and then we can't have that belt there because that doesn't fit. Where'd it come from? Where'd it go? It came from there. That could be a... No, not a conveyor pole. Don't be silly. Conveyor belt. But let's get rid of that pole because it's in a silly place. Is there another one? Yes, there's another one left over there. Let's get rid of both of those. And then grab that belt. Bring it all the way along here. No, as close as possible to... Yeah, here will do. And then over to there like that. Nice. Now I want to do better belts. Let's just go straight up to Mark 5s for the first bit of this. Because I don't know how fast this is going to need to be, but I don't want to be limited by the belt speeds. That would be silly. If I tell you to go to there, will you do it neatly? No, you'll be a bit too close. That's fair. That's fair enough. Let's bring you out to here then, manually, and then over to... Nope, that's horrible. There? I think so. And then in. No, it's not straight, but the game actually wouldn't let me make it straight, so I'm going to say that's not my fault, because it ain't. Run a nice fast belt up the middle, and then the... you know what, let's make those fast as well, just cause. And then we can go normal speed with all these inputs along here, because these aren't going to need to be anything like as quick. They're just going to be feeding one machine each, so a tier 2 belt will be absolutely fine. I don't know why I use tier 2 belts for everything, especially when I'm currently a bit short of the reinforced iron, but I seem to be, so that's what you're getting. No, stop it. And there, and there. Oh yeah, and along here as well. Tum-ti-tum, link them all up, and there we go. Right, so that now, when we feed in some iron ingots over here, we'll produce a huge number of iron sticks, which we can then send off to somewhere over here. So and feed into basically, I'll feed them into here. That's how we're going to do this. So I need to bring over the iron. So any old iron. I need a lift here. I'm going to stick with the 5s because, well, there's no point in not having a 5 at this point after we've used 5 up to this point. I'm also going to rip out one of these machines straight away. In fact, is there room? Yes, there is room. Let's get rid of you and then put in a brand new lift of a tier 5 up to here. Then Mark 5 belt goes from there to... What, did I? No, I didn't. Goes from there to there. Boom. Boom. That is being limited by something else. That is not a Mark 5 belt feeding it. This may not matter. The speed of the iron is going in may be more than sufficient, but I feel that a bus should be high tier belts all the way along, really. Just because if not, what's the point in the bus? Oh, it's not even a tier 5 coming into the factory. Wow. Okay, let's do some upgradings. You should not be a 3. You should not be a 3. You should be a 5. There we go. That's more like it. I mean, obviously, tier 3 belts were presumably what I had when I built that, because that will have been the... I'd have built that with the fastest belts I had available. However, technology marches on. So, now we have... Yes, now we have a crazy stream of iron pouring through here, and it's filled all those machines up. Nice. And none of the... Oh, no, it's filled all the belts up, because none of the machines know what to do yet. That's fine. So let's put in another belt over here, and I think we'll make this a Mark 5 as well, just for funsies. It doesn't know where the ceiling is though. Ceiling is about well, ceiling is about head height for me here, so put you there. That's certainly all right. Then over here, I want to pull up that, and you know what? Might as well pull up that, and that. Just get rid of all of this stuff because I'm not going to be using any of this anymore. And this has left a nice space here that I could potentially use for something else if I have another absolute crisis. Would I use to be a 5? Up to the ceiling, point that way, and then finally we put in. This is where I find out I've run out of. Oh no, I'm not quite out of alclad yet. Put that over to there. And then, oh yeah, one very important step is to come over here and tell these that I want them to be making iron rods. It's not very glamorous, but it's what we need, and we need lots of them. I think I probably got a bit carried away putting in 10 machines over here. I will admit that. However, I would rather get carried away in that direction than have done an expansion and then discovered that it's insufficient. I think having but let's see what we have before. So we had 2 machines before, and I ran them both up to 250% speed, and they were still too slow. So that means I definitely needed at least five machines, and more. And so I'm definitely I'm certainly not more than doubling the amount that's. Yeah, it's less than double the amount that's needed. Is what I'm trying to say. If we look over here, this machine is actually, this one's still got loads in it from before, but fine. These ones now are starting. I was going to say starting to fill up. I don't know. It's got more than the nearly 0 it had in before. I feel like it's probably okay. Oh yeah, it was on about 30, wasn't it? And now it's going to be well over 30 by the time this is finished. Making. So yeah, I've got slightly more. I've gone slightly overboard there. But actually not as much overboard as it sort of feels like. I am, however, absolutely hammering my iron supply, just filling up the buffers in all of these machines, because this is going to be buffering a lot of iron. So every single one of these has pulled in 100 iron ingots into itself to fill its own internal buffer. It's then going to turn all of those into. It's then eventually going to have 100 iron rods in its output buffer as well. So even not even thinking about what's on the belts and the numbers that are going to be used for all of these. Every single one of these is going to be pulling in 200 iron ingots, and then over here we're going to be having another 100 rods in each one of these machines. 200 rods, I think, actually, isn't it, for the stackers? Yeah, 200 rods going into each of these. That's another 400. So that's for 2,500 plus whatever's on the. Yeah, it's probably about 2,500 iron that I've just claimed like that, and then not including all of the iron that's actually being turned into things as well. So yeah, it's That's a sudden pretty significant demand on the system. You can see that's still flowing in pretty quickly. Over here, yeah, I've used slightly slower belts, but it's now it's still feeding around and still filling up the input buffers of some of the machines right over on the end here. That's still only at only 2/3 full, but it'll be full fairly soon. We've got a good amount of stuff flowing in here, and actually I should have got rid of all this. I seem to be holding a load of iron. I don't want that. I should have thought of that sooner, but I didn't. I'll find. Maybe I'll go and put it in the station on the way out, or maybe I'll just chuck it into the Destructomatron. Either way. Right, so that has now meant that we've got enough of these rods coming in. We've actually now got a backlog of these modular frames along here, so that's fantastic. The reinforced or the upgraded modular frame, whatever they're called, they'll make their way over here. We've not got enough. Why are you sad? Why are you not making them? Is it a shortage of screws? It looks like there is a shortage of screws. So maybe some of these rods should also be being turned into screws, because having 3 machines over here like this making the screws, not enough. Having this running flat out, the pipes are not keeping. Nothing is keeping up around here. All of this, because I've come in and I've started running this machine at full speed after I apparently designed it to be run at mumble speed. Well, actually, no. The encased industrial beams seem to be fine. These are keeping up without any problems. But I've just pushed the problems back up the tree, as you do when you do something like this. Did I actually speed this machine up? Yeah, I did. So yeah, we're trying to use 50% more than we should should be. And yeah, nothing can keep up. I guess there's now a convenient space here where I could put some, where I could be making some more screws. So let's put in at least one more machine doing, one more pair of machines doing that. That and that, and you know what? Is there room for two? No, there is an elevator in the way, really. All right, we won't do that one. We'll just put in one more, and then over here. Well, I guess I'll get the iron feed from over here instead. So we'll just come up to about here, and then up. Belt from there to there. It's a bit ridiculous, but it'll do. Oh, and then belt through there. No, there to there, and another belt from there to there. Conveniently, there was there's a handy input there available. So once again, copy, paste, power, please. I would like to put in a pylon here. What are you complaining about? Oh, okay. Put that there. That's fine. Link to there. Link to there. Hello, Sealan. Yeah, this is one of the. This was my second factory, so I was definitely still learning at this point. So the spaghetti is definitely spaghetti, but it's not as bad as the original one. However, I've just come in and done some retrofitting, which is why we have a belt taking iron across that way, and then bringing iron rods back over this way. So it is a little spaghetti, but it's not too bad. It's fairly al dente. So now we're making mumble% more screws. How are we doing here? Yeah, we're still not making them fast enough. We need 300 screws per minute to keep this running at speed. These machines, we've got 4 machines making them, and they're making 40 per minute. Oh, so that's 120. We're making a third of the screws we need. That's hopeless. No wonder it's not keeping up. That's going to need to be another one of these sort of productions like this one. Just more of this making the screws, isn't it? Okay. Well, fine. Can I put this coming off at 90 degrees? Yes. But that clips. This is going to have to disobey the laws of physics for a while. Can I break the laws of physics? But except I can. Right, so what I could do, I've got a load of iron here. I could put in, what is it, 300 I said, so that's 8 machines making 8 machines making screws, except it's 16 because you need to make the rods to make the screws. These aren't quite as balanced the way I put them, are they? So I'm making 15 per minute, and this is using 10 per minute. So I could put them in sets of 2 rods to 3 screws. That's a possibility. But to be honest, I think it's easier just to do 1-to-1 like this. It fits in. It's much more compact. I think the extra space taken up by putting in all of the splitters and joiners that was mergers that would be required to keep the balance right is worse than just wasting some machines. So let's not do that. But so there's 4 over here already. So that means I only actually need another 4. That's not too bad. I can put in another 4 pairs of machines along here. That's going to be fine, isn't it? Yeah. Like there and there, and then we have more of these along here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and as close as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then. Splitter, 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 put it in the right place, splitter. And then merger. Oh, I've run out of power. Okay, so I need to put in another pylon. I mean, no surprises there. However, I have, of course, not left enough no, don't do that. I want us to build that on this power line here. There we go. Let's put you... why not? Let's put it there. I'm going to need another one of these, though. But that's fine. I can run that from here to... here seems like a good place. And continue running. Actually, let's use up most of this one first. I'll put in 5 on here. So we've got an input, 5 machines being powered, and an output available for when I inevitably need to put in another pylon. So it's one more. There we go. And then I'll run the other ones off this one. I think there should be enough. Yeah, there we go. Nice. And then along here, I want to be making... Actually, it's more rods, so I can just copy that one. Rod, 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 rod. And then these ones actually need to be selected manually. So screw, copy, screw, screw, screw. I didn't put the mergers on the other side. Oh yes, I didn't put the mergers in on the other side because I ran out of power and fell out of the sky. That was why. No, that button. Yes. There. 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 And let's rotate that there, so that they go out that side, so they go out the far side, and there's easily room to fit in a lift. I'm not sure there's really room to put a lift in there. It won't look very nice. Okay, now I can go through and do some linking. So here we have that goes to there, and same along all the way along. I said come on. Problem is the cables get in the way when you're trying to build something like this. If the power cables are things that can be selected, so it thinks you're trying to put the belts on top of the power cables. Now I know you need to be able to select the power cables for some things. You need to be able to select the power cable if you're building a new pylon, for example, and you need to be able to select the power cable if you want to dismantle something. But if you're trying to build a belt, I don't think there's any actual reason for the power cables to get involved in that. It just seems a little bit silly. And we don't want to be silly. Okay, over here, yeah, whatever, let's just have that run to there, it's fine, I don't care. There. There. And there. Right, and that's another 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 800, probably 12, another 1200 or so iron being pulled in out of the system again, once again. So, it's a lot, but never mind. All right, this will allow us to make a quantity of screws, as you see. So we can. Now we need to bring those. Where were they needed? Over here. Right. There is a space there, but that's going to cause all kinds of clipping nightmares, so we won't use that. What I will do instead is remove this belt. Oh, I still got them. I was trying not to get the screws, but I still did. and that as well. And I'll put in another merger in here, pointing in that direction. And I can put a belt in like that, and in like that, and a lift in like that. And then over here we have another lift from there to an appropriate height, which is there. Ooh, there, pointed towards me, lovely. And now I can run a belt from there. It's going to do it to there in one. No, I can't. Fortunately, there's some convenient concrete here, so I can run it to here, and then again from there to there. Boom. Alright, the screws shall flow. These can all pour over here, and this will straight up double the number of screws that's being made, because you've got four pairs of machines, rod screw machines, and there's the same over there, another 4 pairs. So that's going to be doubling the throughput. These belts here, I think, might as well be upgraded. I mean, they probably don't actually need to be upgraded. The 2s would probably be fast enough once we got through the buffer from over there, because we're using up. Actually, we're using 300 screws per minute. That's going to be some fairly hefty belt. Yeah, this actually needs to be tier 4 belts. Okay, upgrade time. So make you a 4 and you a 4, you a 4, but I don't think the rest needs to be 4s. Because we need 150 coming from over there and 150 from here. So this belt is easily capable of dealing with 150. It's capable of about 270, I think it was. So that will pull them all out of there. We'll pull them out of there fast enough, and then we can have some 4s along here to get the belt, the screws all flowing in here at some crazy rate. If you look at that now, we're only 40%, halfway through the build, and we've already got up to more. We've already got to well over the 100 screws that are required for double the 100 screws that are required. So this machine can now just keep running constantly. So that is excellent. That's going to help an enormous amount. We're going to get the heavy frames coming out of here. These are going to have used up all the heavy frames I put in them before because we just straight up didn't have enough before. But now we should, because it's 1.5 per minute, 3 per minute, and over here we have 3 per minute being fed in. So now the next inevitability is that we're going to run out of, I don't know, but there's going to be something. We're going to immediately run out of something else. It's probably going to be the steel pipes are hanging on at the moment, actually. Yeah, it's going to be steel pipes next. That's going to be the next problem factor. How? So we're using 45 per minute, and we're making, that's not steel pipes, this is steel pipes. We're making 20 per minute, so we actually do need a second machine running over here to make these. That's going to be tricky because I haven't left any space, because building everything as close together as possible kind of looks good and it's a nice design thing, but then you run into problems when you don't have when you want to expand. So we've got a machine over here. This is making the this is also running off steel. There's a splitter here. So that means I can put in another one of these in this gap and feed it from there. Right, let's do that. No, not alpha. You see this? I don't know what I've just goes to that one. Right, okay. It's far too easy to accidentally dismantle a power cable and then be sad. Right, so I'll take that out, and then I shall promptly run out of cable. Lovely. I think we're making that down here somewhere as part of the making of the automated turbos. Yes, here we go. Here's a large quantity of cable. Give me that. Right, now the challenge is finding where I was working, because everywhere is starting to look kind of samey. I'm pretty sure it was over here. Yes, here we go. Here's the gap. So I want to put in another constructor in about here. So there's room to run a belt from there to there, and then put in a merger. Where was it going? Oh, it's going in there. Okay, nice. So I need to put in a merger. That's a splitter. That's a merger. I need to put in a merger here, like that. Then I need to put in a belt from there into there. There into... Put it in there, it might clip less. And there into there. Alright, let's do this slightly differently. Let's put it from there to here. And then here into here. There we go. Put it away. And then you copy, paste. Oh, it needs power. Of course it needs power. There is no power. I have not got the power. Fine, I'll just put in another pylon right next to this pylon because I need a lot more power. There we go. There it goes, pulling in the steel, and it will now be making the pipe. Okay, we've got a little flood of pipes coming out here because this machine buffered some while I was faffing around. That's kind of expected, especially as I'm using really slow belts around here at the moment. But when it runs normally, you can see this tier 1 belt along here is absolutely fine. Are you a tier 2? Yeah, you're a tier 2. This will fairly quickly output all of its pipes. So we've got these two running at 20 minutes. So we're making 40 pipes per minute. What did this require? It was more than that, wasn't it? 45 per minute. So I guess the answer to that is pretty obvious. I come over here, I give this one doom slug. There we go. So that's now producing 30 per minute. So we're 5 over. So we will stockpile some on the belt. And that should now be this thing. Okay. So we've gone through the encased industrial beams. Looked like they're absolutely fine beforehand. Let's have a quick look. This belt is not running. Over here we have. Actually, that's not full anymore. We're probably going to have push the problem back to the encased industrial beams now. Although we've got plenty over here, so maybe it'll be all right. It's just taking them out of this one as a slightly higher priority. I am a little bit worried about these frames, whether they're going to actually be being made fast enough. But I've heavily slugged that, so yeah, maybe. I guess we shall see. Oh, nope, I take it all back. We've now run out of the reinforced iron plates. I was sort of expecting that, but I was in denial. So we can come over here and we can say, right, what are you doing? You're using 60 per minute. We're using 120 screws per minute. We're making 120 screws per minute. Great. So I could come in and I could slug these to get them going up to 150% of their speed. How fast are we making things? We're making 5 reinforced plates per minute. They're all going into these 3 machines. They're using 6, 12, 18 per minute. And we're making 10. I could double the speed I'm running all of this stuff at. That'd be a lot of slugs, though. It'd be 12, 16 slugs, or slug modules, and I don't have that many, so no, we can't do that. We could build another system to make these things. That's going to mean basically copying all of this stuff again. But then I'd be able to take the slugs out of it, I suppose, which is a start. Although we seem to have lots of the cubes. That's weird. We shouldn't have enough modular frames. Maybe it's because we've been so short of other things for a while that keeping them topped up hasn't been difficult, and we've just we've just been emptying the buffers in these machines. That's what's happened. Because this isn't going to be fast enough. We're using, what did I say? 15 modular frames per minute, and over here we're making. We're making 15 per minute. No, 5. Oh, these are running slower. So we're only actually making 13 per minute. So that's definitely going to run out. Basically, what I need to do is extend this area further out this way to make even more of the reinforced frames. Reinforced plates to send along here to make the reinforced frames. To make yada 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 yada. Okay, that's, I mean, as problems go, that's not too daunting. That is a manageable level of problem. It's just, at this point, I've done what I was saying I was going to do, what wasn't going to do earlier, which was build another factory to make these ACUs a bit quicker. I've basically done that. It's just instead of building a new factory, I've expanded and put in some upgrades on the existing one. Which maybe is better, I don't know. It certainly seems to be acceptable. It's kind of working. Got a lot of rods here that aren't really being used up. I wonder if I could use that. Probably not worth it. Yeah, so I think the next thing to do would be start making more of the modular assemblies, modular frames, out over that way. Let's see how many more directive assembler, whatever they're called, assembly director units we've made. 48. Actually, having made 48 in the last hour, I guess, when I made 100 in the previous 3 hours, that's pretty good. It looks like, I mean, okay, the reason it's made so many is because we've been ripping through all the buffers of various things that we had stockpiled on belts and machine buffers. So by coming in and fixing whichever was the immediate problem in this machine down here, what was it? Not you. By coming in and fixing the immediate problem in these machines down here, which was the heavy modular frames. But the problem with those was, I've lost track. It was the modular frame, heavy modular frames coming in. The problem with it was making the screws at one point, and probably whatever. By fixing those problems, we've then ripped through various buffers of things, particularly the modular frames that are being made over here, and that has meant that this machine has been able to output at full speed for a while. So everything has then run at full speed, and so we've then been able to run this. We've made more than we would not typically have. However, if we are making these at about 1 a minute, it should be it should be 1.5 per minute. That's not bad. It's bringing things up to a sort of almost a manageable level, but we are still looking at 3,000 minutes, which is rather a long time. It's about 50 hours. So, yeah, I mean, that's leave the game running for 2 days for it to finish. If I manage to get all of the inputs along here running properly at their full speed, which is quite a long time. Or to put it another way, it's about 3 months worth of streams. I don't really want to be playing this for another 3 months. But I've gone through and done quite a few interesting things today, I think. So let's have a little bit of a recap. How have things been going? Well, there are two big headlines, I think. The first smaller headline is that I've now got enough. I've made enough of the magnetic containment bottle things over there to actually satisfy the space elevator. We've got the 4,000 of those that I needed. The second one is that over there I've started now producing the plutonium fuel cells as a way of burning through some of that uranium nuclear waste that we had just sitting around. So that I think is really rather good. And so I'm now going to go over and have a look. It's been a lot more than 10 minutes. It's been at least an hour. Go and have a look at what sort of nuclear waste has been made by the plutonium power plant, and also find out how much nuclear waste we've burned through from the uranium ones, and see how that's getting on. Whether I've got to the point where whether it is using it up faster than it's being generated. I'm almost certain it will be, because it seems to use quite a lot of uranium waste in order to generate that. I do have a slight concern that we might have power problems because of that, but I think the batteries might be able to help with that. So we'll leave those going and to see how things are. Right, so down here, touchdown. Right, switch, hover pack. Okay, so over here we have, it was the second one up, had one row and a couple of extra spaces. Right, so in the time I've been away, we've got through about a row and a bit. So that is definitely going down. We have 3 big warehouses completely full and 1 half full, and then an empty one at the bottom there. So yeah, it's going to take a while to get through it all, but it is getting used up faster than it's getting produced. So that's quite nice. This one at the top here is still filling up gradually. That's interesting. Okay, we've got some empty ones in the middle. This must be down to different speeds of belt, I guess. So that's a Mark II lift. That's a Mark II. That's a Mark III. So that's why that one's full. And that's a Mark II. So I could go through, if I select that, I could upgrade all of these, and we'll just push it all a bit further up the system. Which feels like it's probably a good idea. I'm not really sure why, but it feels like a good idea. Just get it all. Then it's easier to tell how much we've got left, how much we've got through, all that sort of magic. Then over here, you've been running. No, not you. You have been running happily. You are still running happily. You've got plenty of. Well, actually, no. It's not. It's going to stop when it finishes making this one. It's going to stop because before making the next one, because it doesn't have enough encased plutonium rods there. But that's okay. It doesn't have to be absolutely full. We just churn through them at whatever rate is convenient. There is a suspicious blue glow shining through the bottom of my concrete over here. That's interesting. We don't seem to have we don't seem to have any plutonium fuel cells piling up along the belt yet. But that's probably because if we come over here, and if I can look in this, thank you. Yeah, we've got 7 of them stockpiled in here, so we're getting through them, but they are gradually filling up, and we'll have a number of them stockpiled in there eventually, and then they can start to go up the belt, and maybe eventually, well, it'll be mildly interesting to see whether we run out of uranium waste or space for plutonium fuel cells first. Now in here we've got 58 plutonium waste, and I don't know what I can do with that. As far as I'm aware, there are no recipes that use the plutonium waste. Let's have a quick look at down at the bottom. There's no more researches for me to do, except a few in the man, but none of those talk about this stuff. Presumably, I'm not going to be able to turn. I'm not going to be able to turn plutonium waste into non-fissile uranium because that wouldn't make any sense. That's uranium waste. Plutonium, yeah, there's nothing in here that uses plutonium waste. So I guess that I am going to be just stockpiling. But at least it means I've managed to use up something along the lines of there. Some of the uranium waste in, yeah. Presumably I can't just chuck that into a destructor machine. It's not going to like that. But as I said, there is something. One of the stages that's made down here, you can just throw into the awesome sink, and it will destroy that item, those items quite happily. And it'll turn them into money you can spend in the awesome shop, which is kind of cool, I suppose. Probably in its own way, that's probably slightly more useful than producing a little bit of extra electricity. However, having said that, I think that producing the extra electricity from the nuclear waste is actually much cooler. So I'm far more interested in having done that. It's just a shame that the chain ends at that point and there isn't anything to do with the plutonium waste. But never mind. Right, let's get back above ground again, above this floor level again, like this. Are all the trains parked here? We seem to have quite a lot of them. We don't have a spare supply of gold, but all the other trains are parked in on this side. So gold is possibly struggling a little bit. I think it's just because we only have one mine pulling it up and putting it into trains, and there's not an enormous amount of it there, and it's fairly slow. But it's probably going to be all right. I don't think we use the gold up that quickly. Let's have a look, because now I'm looking at it. I'm mildly paranoid. So over here we have. There's quite a bit of gold in here. I think it's probably okay. We'll check on it later if it seems to be a problem. Then over here, right? This has all finished. We don't need any of this anymore. It has done its job. Actually, I say that it's still making the containment rods for the plutonium. So we won't get rid of it. But that's finished. Then if I go over to the other place is actually still producing things and isn't just sort of churning out intermediate raw ingredient-y things. So I can get over to here. We've seen that the booster engines and the nuclear pasta both seem to be being produced in suitable quantity. Don't overshoot like that. Naughty. Right, come down here. Thank you. Right. Over here now. Let's switch jetpacks again. Over here we are, yes, we're indeed producing. Oh yes, there's something I wanted to look at here because we had shortages of modular engines. All right, so making the thermal propulsion rockets. I was close to my description of what it was called. And to be honest, they're 71.6% of the way through producing everything we need. So it's not, and we've made another 22. So okay, it's 73% through. We aren't at a shortage of those. But it is a little bit of a concern that over here we seem to have some sort of problem, input-related problem with just these machines not being fast enough. That's it, isn't it? Actually, oh no, the rubber was a bit short. The rubber is not coming in as quickly as we would like. I think it's probably because there's a lot of things using rubber around here. But I might be able to do some belt upgrades. Yeah, you see over here we have some not very fast lifts bringing it up. Let's do some upgrades on the rubber supply because it's clearly not fast enough. I didn't mean to press F. I meant to press middle mouse. There we go. Yeah, I can do plenty of upgrading to. Actually, no. Let's do tier 5 because I can get that from here. I think. Alclad's around here somewhere, isn't it? Oh, it's over here. There we go. Alclad pickup. Nice. So I can flit over here. I can say yes. I would like another 4 stacks of Alclad. Because I'm going to start stealing the rubber incredibly quickly. Oh, we've already stolen all the rubber incredibly quickly. Great. Yeah, so the rubber is problematic, I think, is probably the best word to put it. We're still not producing it as quickly as we really need to be. So that's probably the cause of all of the woes over there. It's not that the machines are too slow. It's that we're not bringing rubber in quickly enough because we're not straight up not producing. That one, please. We're just simply not producing the rubber quickly enough, and that is a problem. Oh, this is a mess. A spaghetti mess. Can I get through this gap? Maybe. Oh, it's only a Mark II lift over here. There we go. Speed that up a bit. And, oh. And that is all the rubber. Great. Rubbered that out. And you also should be a... might as well be a Mark V. It's excessive, but not a problem. All the rest of this seems to be okay. This is all stationary. Yeah, Factorio does often turn into a mess. Actually, well, both Factorio and Satisfactory, I think, don't have to be a mess. It's just that you build yourself a nice, neat, happy little factory, and then you'll go in and go, oh, this isn't fast enough. I need to upgrade it, and that process of upgrading turns it into the most heinous spaghetti imaginable. What is this belt? Oh, that's an overflow for something. No. What are you doing? You're doing radio control. I am lost. Which machine is it that was having the problem? Ah, here we go. Yes, it's this belt. What? I am very confused. That's an output. I'm on the wrong floor, I think. I need to go up here. There we go. This looks more familiar. So here we go. This is the one that the motors were coming along, and we didn't have enough rubber coming up into all of these machines. Now we are just well, we had briefly had loads of rubber. Machines are running fine, but now we've run out of it. We've only got 6 out of 15 rubber, 3 out of 15 rubber there. So yeah, we've now got a serious rubber deficit, and unfortunately, that is not a problem in this area. And therefore, I can't really fix it. This is quite interesting. I've got the belt with all the splitters on it running underneath the concrete foundation and then passing up through it. I sort of like that design. It tempts me to do it more often, except I think it's probably going to be fairly complex. But it's a nice idea. Oh yes. Someone was talking about freight forwarding. It sounded quite interesting, and I was tempted to look into it in about 10 years when I have time to do different Factorio things. Yeah, it certainly sounds interesting, and I would be intrigued to have a look into it. But I don't think that's going to be any time soon, as I say. Right. Well, I've done some little upgrades there, but none of it is going to do us any actual good until I'm able to go over and until we have more oil and specifically more rubber. So, oh yeah, I was putting repeated researches through the MAM, wasn't I? Or rescanning a hard drive in the MAM, in the vague hope that it would come up with the rubber recipe. Let's see if it's done that. No, we have the alternate high-speed silicon high-speed connector, so that uses gold, silica, and circuit board. I mean, that's straight up a more complicated recipe. Okay, you get 2 out instead of 1, but you have to put silica in. No, I'm not sure of that. Ha! We require lead to make the power poles. Big pylons. Nice. Yeah, I mean that tends to happen in vanilla Factorio as well. I'd say you tend to find you end up running. You run out quite a long way with the wooden power poles to get to, say, your first oil patch or something like that. So yeah, I'm familiar with that sort of pain. And of course, in space exploration, it's even more so because you're desperate to get the pylon substations, the space pylon substations, and so you end up rebuilding you end up building out with medium and large pylons, and then replacing everything with pylon substations later potentially, or at least you get a point where your factory suddenly goes from one to the other, and then when you try and build something in the old area, you've forgotten the concept of having to worry about exactly where there's power coverage. Yeah, I don't want any of those. Let's scan that hard drive again. Go. I've grumbled about this before, so I won't do it again. But yeah, grumble. Turbo ammo. Oh yeah, it was making the turbo fuel was going to be awkward because it's going to require compressed coal in places where there isn't coal. So I sort of went meh about that. Cluster Nobelisk sounds fun. I need to make 200. Is that what is the red thing? Just normal Nobelisk? Yes, I think so. Yes, I'd need to make 200 obelisks. In fact, I may need to make 700 obelisks. And somehow I'd need to get 10 uranium fuel cells into a MAM without dying. That'd be fun. Obviously, I'd build one next to a uranium plant and grab them and chuck them in very, very quickly. Yeah, making 700 obelisks sounds, or rather, automating production of obelisks sounds like it's a reasonably interesting thing to do. But I think not right now because it is 11 o'clock, so that means it is basically bedtime for me. So thank you for watching. As I was saying earlier, we've had some nice big wins this stream. I've got the plutonium processing going on over, or the uranium waste into plutonium fuel cells processing going on over there. So I'm really happy about that because that was a nice sort of chunky build. It was a good size. There's an obvious place to put it. It needed a couple of extra resources bringing in, but that's fine. That's why I have a train system. But there wasn't anything too. It was just nice building and not on a particularly huge scale. I finished off the magnetic containment things as well at the same time, and then over there I've put in some big upgrades for my assembly director unit production. So that's gone in a good direction. We're now making those a bit faster, but it is still going to take about, what did I say, 30 hours? Something like that to produce to produce all the ones that we're going to need to finish it off. So either going to need to do some further upgrades over there. Or do some serious AFK time. No, it's 48 hours, I think, more like. Yes, it's going to that's not ideal. The other two, though, are ticking over reasonably well. We've got a bit of a problem with rubber, so maybe I need to go off and acquire some more rubber. The problem with that is over here, I think I'm pretty much using the oil over here as fast as it comes out, and it's all being turned into. It's being turned into oil, but then the fuel oil is being turned into plastic, which is maybe not ideal. Maybe I should put in some power plants just to destroy all the fuel oil rather than turning some of the rubber into plastic. That said, I think I'm using quite a lot of that plastic, so it's actually quite good having that extra plastic production, even though I then seem to have a shortage of rubber. The ideal thing to do would be to go off and get some more oil patches and start producing oil from those. And there's a couple of patches up here. Those are possibilities. Go over there, grab those. There's also this area here, which has, I believe, 6 patches in it. So this would be a really good place to go to. But it's just miles from anywhere. And, actually, it's quite close to some coal, so that would allow me to start doing the turbo fuel, potentially. But even so, it is still, it's a long way away. So in order to get the plastic and the rubber out from here, I'm either looking at massive long belts coming all the way across the top of through the red forest over the top here, which is a kind of dangerous area, and then coming down to a station, another massive long elevator and stations down here, which I've done with a few other things. That is possible, but that is a long old belt to run all the way across there. Or I could run the train system from about here, which is the nearest point it gets to, out, up, round, all the way around the top here, and then grab it from over here. Which again, possible, and is not beyond the realms of possibility. But again, it's a bit of an effort, and I'm at the point in the game where I'm trying to sort of just finish things off and not go into doing huge, massive new builds. And building a railway from here all the way through here, assuming I can get through this area without having to do any weird hill stuff, and then all the way around the top here. That's going to take ages, and I suspect it's not going to be particularly. It's not going to be particularly great footage either. Maybe my best bet might be just to run some big pylons with the platforms all the way across here, and then run belts from one to the next, and run the belts between them, actually on the platforms of the pylons, in order to get all the rubber and the plastic transported from over here back over this way. I don't know. It's just an awkward distance away. It's an awkward area. Yes, I mean I had to come up here in order to get the bauxite over here, in order to get aluminium flowing, and I'm kind of glad that I don't seem to have needed any more than the one patch I've got there. So that's quite nice. Same with the uranium over here. That was a bit of an effort, but it was these at least were fairly close to the cliff edge, so it was a comparatively short belt over to here, and then drop off down to the uranium area down here. I don't know. It'd probably be quite good to get the oil, get another oil processing facility set up over here. It's just that it's going to be such a big job to get the rubber and the plastic transported out that I'm kind of reluctant. But then that said, I was saying a similar thing about doing the uranium processing and having actually got it working. That was kind of fun. So maybe I will. Maybe that's what I'll do next week. I am gradually extending what I'm doing in this stream, but that's quite nice. It's all fun. It's all fun stuff. So, but then having said all these sort of excuses and things, if I'm just trying to push towards finishing as quickly as possible, I'd be far better off investing my time in speeding up the rate we're producing the assembly director units, because this is only 25% done or 30% done, a bit less than 30% done. These ones this one's nearly half done. This one's nearly 3/4 done. So I need to put a lot more time and effort into this one if I want, or rather, this is the one that will benefit more from time and effort. There's no point in going off and getting a load more rubber to get the jet engines quicker, if I'm not going to get these any fast. If I'm still not making these quickly enough. Although to put it on the other hand, and I've got about 12 hands at this point, making these assembly director units does use computers, and making computers now requires rubber with the new system I've got set up. So at that point, maybe I do need more rubber. I think the sensible thing to do will be to go over and start trying to make these a bit more quickly. And I think, so I think having a look into that next time is going to be the way to go. If I can double the rate I'm making these at least then it'll mean maybe they'll finish at the same time as the nuclear pasta. I don't know. But at least it's going to feel like everything's moving I'm working on the thing that is the biggest problem, rather than going, I don't want to look at that biggest problem because it's too big. I'm going to go off and sort of bite shed around the edges a little bit. So I think that's probably going to be the thing to do next week. So that'll be next Monday's stream. On Wednesday, we're going to have episode 2 of Jen's First Factory. So, for those of you who missed the stream last Wednesday, one of my friends has come along to play Factorio with me. She's never played Factorio. Well, until last Monday, she'd never played Factorio before, and she wasn't really even much of a gamer. She played a few games, mostly console games in the past, but hadn't done enormous amounts of it. Certainly isn't a gamer like I and probably everyone watching the stream is. So it's been a bit of a sort of thrower in at the deep end, but she got off to a really good start. She's managed to automate red and green science, so for sort of a 4-hour stream, that's pretty good. Although, to be fair, I was helping her quite a bit with some of the early stuff. So the bits where you're just sort of doing the handcrafting and you haven't really started automating things properly, I'd say I gave her possibly slightly more help there than I should, but just to keep things sort of get things moving a bit. But now she's got to the point where she's got the basic understanding of how machines work, how to read recipes, how to connect things up with belts, and so she's working her way into a nice little spaghetti nightmare. So come along on Wednesday to see how that's going, and I think she's doing really well. I'm looking forward to seeing her. I'm looking forward to seeing her reaction when she discovers she needs to go off and find some oil in order to get the blue science up and running. But that's because I'm an evil sadist. I do remember back in the old days. Blue science tended to be the great filter in Factorio. It was the point where many people gave up because suddenly having to do the oil processing was a big challenge compared to what you've been doing beforehand. These days, the learning curve has been smoothed out a bit, so I don't think it's going to be quite the great filter that it used to be. And I'm sure with all of our encouragement, then she's going to get on well. So make sure you come along to the stream to encourage her and tell her that all her pain is very much appreciated by the audience. So that'll be Wednesday. I do have a load of videos that I want to make, and need to get those coming out on the channel. I've been being a bit lax about that. I think it's sort of, I'm not going to say I got burnt out, but I think finishing the K2SE stream has been a sort of bit of a relief, and I've got to the point where it's been quite nice just being a bit more relaxed, and sort of, I don't know, I don't seem to have had as much free time as I expected to, so I've been slacking a bit on those. But the videos will come out, don't worry, and they'll be coming out on Fridays in the future. We'll see how that goes. Diluted fuel, okay. I don't see any real reason to do this. So instead of making, I suppose it's instead of 6 to 4, you're doing 5 to 10. So there's that reason. It's slightly better. fine black powder, so we can make black powder instead out of. Obviously, you put more. Right, you put more sulfur in. I mean, that is a worthwhile improvement, but I don't think. But it's not what I'm looking for at the moment. Deuterium circuit boards. So instead of copper and plastic, you use gold and plastic, and you get a lot more of them out, and that's kind of useful. But at this point in the game, it's not something that's actually useful. It's not useful to me now. If I found it 5 hours or 5 streams ago, then that would have been useful. But at this stage, not so much. So let's just scan the drive again. Oh, hey Jen. I forgot what tip I gave you. Oh well. Too many spoilers. Yeah, so we need lots of encouragement to all of the to everyone. Lots of encouragement for her. Yes. Right. So I think this is probably a good point to end the stream. Thank you very much for watching. I think things have gone certainly. Blue science. Right. Yeah. So yes, blue science may be a bit of a challenge, but as I say, they've streamlined the difficulty curve a little bit. So hopefully it'll be okay. Right, thank you very much for watching. I shall see you all on Wednesday for Jen's first factory. Yes, that makes sense. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then. Bye bye. Bye bye, Mark. Bye bye, Sphere, and good night, everyone else.